Carthaginians defending the city were attacked by 3 Roman legions. Arab women stripped them of their tunics and their swords and lances. The soldiers lay naked in the sun. 2,000 years ago, I was here. Well, this match will not be postponed.
Incoming transmission.
Welcome to Saving Star Trek, a show talking about one of my favorite shows, Enterprise. I am Linda Park. I play Hoshi Sato and also Empress Sato. So enjoy this show. I love that it's finding a whole new life on the streaming services. And you better hit that like button or Empress Sato will not be happy. I mean, she could make a storm happen, and she could really make your life hard. Anyways, enjoy the show, hit that like button, and thank you for being a fan of Enterprise.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. It's your buddy Admiral Teague, and I'm here with my bridge crew, Resolute Gerb, JT Kirk, and Sean Carter. It's great to see everybody out there. Hello, I see so many names. I see Dave C., Lombardi 1969, Buddy Hepburn, I see John the Beagle Dad, I see Sig Valdison, I see James Caserta. It's great to see all of you. Buddy Hepburn out there swinging the mighty spanner, as they say over in Europe, where they have Rotten Tomatoes. Mr. House Party 6, thank you for the awesome super thanks. Ruby Hoove, if you're out there, thank you as well. You guys are both outstanding and excellent. I love you all. And we have some excellent stuff for you. And oh my gosh, Mr. House Party 6 starting it off strong with deep authority. Let's see. Hail Admiral Teague. Look, a Kurtzman Klingon. Clubs like Baby Seal in full view of hell. You know what? The Paramount people have shown indications. We'll address this right now. Thank you for the super chat, Mr. House Party 6. So what we'll do, we'll talk about this right now. We're going to talk about it up front anyway. We have 2 episodes for you tonight. I'll just say very quickly, welcome, hello, sirs or madams. It's great to see you all. And tonight's 2 episodes are a lot of fun. I enjoy them, and I have the most OCD-inducing pattern right here. But now we have like text on screen without anyone covered, so it's pretty good. Mr. House Party 6, you know what? Since the keys have been handed over to the executive washroom at Paramount, they announced that they're going to fire everybody at Christmas. That's a little mean, but whatever. We understood that these people have been on borrowed time for 2 years. Their resumes should be out there. Honestly, I don't know how anyone thought they were going to have a job this long. This sale was a year after it was approved. It took more than like 4 different 90-day holds, and then an inability to get it together as far as the sale, and then controversy about part of the network. So, you know what? Ever since the keys have been turned over, with the Enterprise project being mentioned and fueled, okay, it seems to be one smart writer with a savvy for publicity, but the internet took hold of it. All the movies that were supposed to be taking up bandwidth failed. There's nothing to talk about Superman. There's nothing to talk about with Fantastic Four. Star Wars has nothing going on, and if it did, people would still not care. And Star Trek managed to get people's attention. I think a lot of it was us. We did a lot of this. The bigger shows that are real, they are real, but they're not the only real show talking about this. Doomcock and Disparu will address it. They'll be talked a little bit about on Friday Night Tights, but not real. Mentioned that it's around. It's getting less publicity than Doctor Who. Is this new Trek stuff. And what happened was very quickly, New Paramount seems to have just grabbed and pulled on that lawnmower ripcord and got the engine running. Maybe we don't get the movie, but man, the conversation changer. 4 or 5 days after hearing this conversation changer really start to take on a life of its own, and seeing how much people want to just talk about new Trek in the face of the old Trek, this is the last Coom place. Okay, guys? Strange New Worlds is the last Coom show. Cloud, William, Kurtzilla. I'm sorry, we're the Yangs in this one. I don't know. They've seen enough years of the Red Bird in that village of New Trek. I think we can take it. I think this is their last hurrah, and I don't think anybody would be upset if a decent quality show with a small action component where maybe we headed off or had a truce in this Romulan war. It didn't have to end with any conclusion because the history is written. It doesn't have to have anything but be a high quality, like 90-minute movie. They shouldn't do a 10-hour streamer. No one wants it. It's just it's not a well-fated thing. Star Trek can't refresh itself on that, and 26 episodes might be too soon. I think the sweet spot is TV movie, and I see RRTNZ. We're going right back to the hello. See that like flawless segue? I see RRTNZ, and that is it. I think I got everybody. So hello. See if anyone came in while I was talking, and guys, what do you think of that continued conversation about Enterprise sequel and the continued, people just ignoring and the lack of a conversation about Kurtzman Trek? I think when people are looking at it, they're laughing at it. It's being laid bare. Enterprise is kind of catching up to it on streaming minutes. It's going to do better this month because in September, because Kurtzman Trek will end in September. And by the end of September, Enterprise will probably tie it, I'm guessing. And I think they'll probably try to suppress that. I just don't think the Kurtzman. Not only did it fail to catch on, but it's just dead. And I would say that the change in the conversation shows that Paramount early on. It's a very good sign early. Anybody?
First of all, like to thank Wes Cagle for 20 months.
Ooh. Sir, that is so controversial. From day one, Wes Cagle has been here, and sometimes he's here on the paddle. And everybody who did 1923 will get a chance to jump on with Enterprise. And then when Thursdays become Landman, I think we'll have Wes Cagle back, and JT disappeared. I lost my exact. You know what? He probably crashed himself because he's Here's the deal, guys. Germ was clip champing together the video presentation for Chosen Realm. Something that's almost redundant, and we'll talk about Chosen Realm and we'll review it for you. But his clip champ crashed, and JT is emergency making a video presentation for that one. And we also have a video for probably the better episode, Proving Ground. I would say this Proving Ground shows that they're kind of drifting off some Star Trek principles. Now, the two-parter is something that we've seen before, but calling back way back with a previously on, this might be the first time, right? We have a long previously on that catches us up on the Xindi arc and Shran. It's a really comprehensive, it's about a minute and a half long.
JT just sent us. He lost power for a second there, so he's
is that
coming
it?
back. Yeah,
okay.
And
So
I had a thought
about
the question you posed about all this discussion about the other Enterprise, the follow up Enterprise project.
It's for the greater good.
I'm wondering now if maybe this isn't being seeded by Paramount to drive the conversation away from current Trek and get people talking about when it was better. It doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to get an Enterprise show, but people are now starting to talk about what was before, and that's the conversation is being pushed there, and that is like you said. I think that's a great sign.
That and super damaging Strange New Worlds is being kind of white noised away. Sure.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think Paramount's taking a less active role in it. This sort of just fell in their laps. You got one writer who chose to shoot his shot at the perfect time, and he just got a steamroll of free publicity. He's loving it. Paramount's loving it.
The biggest publicity was in the parking lot where they You know what? The biggest publicity boost he got was when people saw the Strange New Worlds singing and dancing stuff. Let's talk about the damage of that. Then you go inside and you hear there's an Enterprise sequel by legacy writers.
Yeah,
that
it
is
shifted
an
the conversation,
endorsement.
Totally.
Money can't buy that. We're making fucking fools of ourselves, and you can't get around it. It's in the parking lot because we couldn't get a room. I mean, get a room.
Yeah. The only unfortunate part is if you talk to the actors, yes, they're interested, but they haven't heard any details. Bakula knows of the project, but he hasn't heard anything about it in something like 8 years. I would like to see a little bit more churn up than just the talk.
Right now, I would like to see more churn up than just the talk because I have an appetite for finding out what it was like in the early days of the Federation. I have an appetite for using the useless temporal Cold War to bring back Trip so we can have some fun with him. And I have an appetite for just a good Star Trek tale that we could throw out there right now. And it would have no larger implications because Enterprise exists in the canon of every single Star Trek. So it doesn't change up anything. Unless you were starting to pull a new Trek sort of thing where you were, all of a sudden it's just like, you have James Tiberius Kirk show up 100 years early and crazy shit like that. And you have your Stardate be after Wrath of Khan. I don't know what Kurtzman's trying to do. Hopefully most people won't notice, but he has moved his Stardate 17 years. He is so... Hello, JT. Welcome back. That was very controversial, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Excellent. I lost power at the house for a good, in my quarters for a good 2-3 minutes. There was an EPS overload somewhere, and
have Bologna change out the bio packs. We've been harvesting stem cells and brain cells from the crew to make new bio packs. They never talked about how you repair those. It's just like, oh yeah, switch them out. It's like, where are you getting the new ones from?
Oh, from that garden that the weird kid you have that Anyway, I'm going to get in trouble if I start talking about casts, so I'll just leave that alone.
Yeah, we'll just leave that alone. We were talking about how great, and hello, Wes Cagle, and thank you so much. And guys, do me a favor, be an engaged viewer. Braga sold out to pure evil, says James Caserta. Isn't Braga all mankind? Which, right? Or is that Berman?
They're both working for Apple, I believe. I'm not sure on which project.
One guy's show is better than the other, right? Silo is good, All Mankind is terrible.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
I know All Mankind is terrible. I haven't watched the other.
Radioactive says Silo's good, so I mean he's fairly even keeled reviewer. He's been optimistic too. I like that about his reviews. He knows what he's talking about. All Ronald D. Moore is the one for all woke kind radioactivist calling
yes.
This is the thing. This is part of the new format. You ready? We will be showing actors and we'll be talking about different things that we like about the production. What we've noticed about this, the chat component to engage you guys, we have done some research. We know some stuff. We have the combined knowledge of 4 fans, but what we don't have is, like, we haven't deeply researched the production or anything like that. We're going to let the chat fill in the blanks on that one. So you guys, you see an actor that we don't recognize, you see him from somewhere. We're going to try to keep our eyes out a little more for that and let you guys jump in here. And, hey, where's Mark Harkness? Mark Harkness is late. Mark, send security to Mark's quarters. Have him dragged to the bridge. No slacking. I'm kidding. But, I would say the Enterprise sequel is of value. If it's a 90-minute movie, it could be just like, all right, like, you drank poison with Section 31. They're inducing vomiting with Strange New Worlds. Maybe like that, like glass of water and fresh towel to help you recover would be a 90-minute West Wing-like Enterprise movie with like 15 minutes worth of action salted through it and a nice space battle with the Romulans. And then maybe we talk about having a truce and we could end there. And if we want to pick it up because it was good, we can. And if people didn't like it because it wasn't that great, but it was still a quality story, that would be fine too. It wouldn't change anything. I think that that's the sweet spot. Archer, with the Romulan War raging, takes the presidency of the Federation, and they have a big battle, and there's a chance for a truce, and we just step away. We know what eventually happens. Will this be the lasting truce? If people like it, we'll go back and we'll let them negotiate. I think that's the natural path this one takes. And Daniels brings back, Connor Trenier so that Captain Tripp can be a real thing and go out there and fight.
We don't.
I thought he was dead from temp. Oh, the one where he dies was the Outlier. The one where he dies is Outlier, right?
Yeah, that's the final episode, but they did correct it in beta canon, which everyone really glommed onto.
What is that? That Riker changed the outcome to suit the Pegasus scenario so that he could think about it better?
No, there is a... technically, it's a Section 31 book where Trip sets back the Romulans on their singularity engines.
Yeah, that's one thing. The Romulans do have their own star drive. That's an interesting stuff. Go ahead.
They can definitely find a better way to bring Trip back than frickin' Daniels or timey travel stuff.
If we have beta, do it.
They could just do a scene where Phlox resuscitated him or something. There's any number of things they can do.
Yeah.
I thought old Trip died by self-deletion at the memorial for the Zindi attack or something like that, and he's all melted.
He shorted out a power
mirror
conduit to stun some intruders or something.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He has to make the connection himself or be in there when it happens. Yeah. I also remember an episode with crazy old future Trip, with a half a melted face, like mirror Trip, and he's at the Zindi Memorial, and he's like, you don't understand what we went through, boy. He was the crazy Vietnam vet of the Zindi War. That was a Twilight Zone, wasn't it? Right? That one doesn't actually happen.
I think that was that may have been the Mirror Universe, or that may have been something. You imagine.
Yeah, it was in a Mirror Darkly when he was the engineer and he was all screwed up because they didn't have good Delta Ray protection. They made him look like Pike.
I'm sorry about the browser crashing, and no one is more upset about it than us, because one thing we are really proud of is our long hang time analytics. So when your browser crashes, it just kills that on us. And YouTube has made no allowance for us, and this problem has been persisting for since the end of last summer?
Something like that.
This is, our environment has become very expensive, and it has become very, very limiting. We now have more censorship than ever here. We now have more issues with technical stuff than ever now. And the same people of the overreaching company run our streaming software, and they give us a pretty darn hard time too. They're going to take us back and have us and have some sport with Admiral Teague in December. That is going to be the most difficult month. Thank God my ex was in July and took care of it then. But you know what? As we start the first episode, and by the way, I'm glad to see this. Tuesday, I think I am free. Tuesday night, it's going to be everyone here is invited, and everyone in the chat is obviously invited. And Germ and I, the first Enterprise we did was with Bird of Prey 5. Now, this is no longer private information. Joseph L. de Blasi was a friend of ours. He was from Bayside, Queens, just across the inlet. And I really liked the guy. And Germ can tell you we had a very enjoyable time talking with him about Star Trek. He didn't disagree with me quite so much as we thought. And on Tuesday night, it's going to be Deej and LDG will join us for a while. You know what? I think Bird of Prey 5 would appreciate that. But very quickly, just for a moment here, let's show the man. This is our friend. And Germ, you knew him very closely, a lot longer than me. Is there anything you want to say?
Bird of Prey 5 was a giant in the Star Trek YouTubing world and a very good friend. He
He was
is
a
sorely
great
missed.
person. He is sorely missed. He was a great person. He gave me key guidance at a time in my career where somebody had to tell me what to do, right? And he gave us that great video. He's like, I really don't agree with Admiralty. That was it's always going to be one of my favorites. And so Tuesday night we'll celebrate him, and then that we'll have that for you. And with that, I guess, is there anything more to say about this Enterprise sequel? Paramount is smart to fuel it. It's only made it to week 3 because you, the fans, we love it. We found out that Enterprise, Linda Park wasn't just talking, delusionally when she said it's found a whole new life in streaming. Its streaming numbers are extremely strong. We Fate brought us here, and you guys kept us here. When I was ready to give up, you guys would not have it, and you said, "Sir, you're a tough guy, sir. You're strong enough to do the 9/11 analogies," and you were right, and it was because of your love and your power that I was able to do it. But you were right, and I thank you for that. And you know what? I posted this on X today, but I mean it. Maybe the people from Star Trek should listen to you the way I listened to you. I was going to jump off the Enterprise thing because it was very emotional for when I did the Expanse, and this episode, Chosen Realm, doesn't really do a lot for me either, and we're going to keep that one kind of brief. It's got every bad thing for YouTube in it too. Okay, it is a good episode. It's a little slow, and it's got some things in it that we would remark on more if it wasn't for the world's slowest AI, and we'll do our best with that one. But obviously, I would say Proving Ground is the better episode. And there are your comments up there. And, I think Bird of Prey 5 would approve of the sucking on the end of the Type 2 phaser comment. He was by all means a man for all seasons and a Trek fan for all seasons. So, with that in mind, sir, JT, I understand that you have the Chosen Realm video display ready to go, the slideshow.
Yes, I do. Let me just show right thing that I want to show. So you don't see
we
all
made
of
sure
my,
we actually have a video for episode 2, Proving Ground, so don't go anywhere. That's video essay style. But let's see what the audience here, and we got 18 votes, it's pretty good, and then we'll let you rate the episodes. Listen to this. Sounds to me like Enterprise is Bacula in Blackula. Would you watch an Enterprise sequel show with Scott Bakula made by legacy writers? Yes. Quite logical. Now, this is a little concerning. No, not interested, and you're here. So that might mean they lost a little of their own audience. That's interesting right there. Only if well reviewed. Let's assume that it is good and well reviewed. They have a chance at 65% or so of the audience. With more votes coming in, and now it's 40% quite logically, 35% not interested, and only if well reviewed at 25%. So 65% would watch it. 35% are not interested, and you can still like the stream, and I'm sure a lot of you have, because you've been helping me polarize the hall. Pinned to the top of the stream is my Enterprise video. If you would be so kind, if you haven't given it a like, give it one. We are lacking on likes because what I do is I am not happy with the impressions that YouTube gives me. So I do the honest shoe leather, sweat on my balls promotion by going to Reddit, where they tear me several new orifices and tell me what kind of piece of human garbage I am. Oh, sirs, oh, madams, the things they say to me. But let's take a look. I'll close this one now. It looks like something like 65% of you are willing to go, so I thank you. But love up on my video. It was one of the hottest videos in channel history. It was number 1 and 2 on and off all day, trading places, and it's still performing quite well on day 2. I'll give you an update on that one. You guys, do we have the best numbers? We have the best. I have the best numbers. I have the best people. I'll now accept praise on the video. No, I did that the other day. All right. So listen, JT was kind enough to make this for us. I'm going to remove your comments. I'm sorry, but here he is. This is Digiman. This is what happens. We are in the Delphic Expanse. I'm going to give you a quick overview here. After a bunch of episodes where we meandered around and just sightsaw in the Expanse for a while, we have had, and hello, Istophobos. We have had an episode where we are finally going to run into some people. They're not that interesting. They are aesthetically exactly the same as some DS9 aliens that we saw.
Yes.
They were background. Yeah. The ones that come to take them away, are they have the original Deep Space Nine tattoo, Germ said. This guy has a different tattoo on his face than the Deep Space Nine people, but they all have a face tattoo. And we love Cyrus, but if he was here, he would tell you he doesn't like those. I'm agnostic on them, I'm not getting one though. Lemon Pie, hello. Let's see. I like to start the stream and see how long I can last before I'm absolutely compelled to say something. It's usually not long. Istophobos, we welcome everybody's feedback. Engaged viewing is very, very important. This is the flagship show. And you know what? It's crowded here these days. And so this is the new way we're going to do this is we have watched, and everyone here is up to speed on these episodes. I made a video essay for the stronger one because we might release that as a video essay, so I have the core of it made. We can crank it out a little faster, and we can maybe get a Star Trek news this week. If you notice, the last few weeks, 1 week there was nothing, but for the last month there was 2 and 1.3 uploads in a week. And whoa, Wes Cagle taking command of the conversation. Friggin' Reddit. Reddit is just one scum level above 4chan. Please don't hurt me, 4chan. It's like 16chan.
Yeah. It really is.
Well, you know what I do is, since most normal people don't Reddit, if you're a YouTuber and you want to increase your views and you're not happy with the impressions YouTube gives you, do not go spending money on some workaround or something. Even the people who used to sell it are now telling people to stay away from it. And Wes Cagle with the $5 United States super chat, the greatest super chats, the United States super chats. Although in the 2 weeks ago in Strange New Worlds, they were real dicks, the United States. But we'll circle back to that. You know what? These video essays. Here we go. Digiman. And then we have the other analogy of this episode is before you can row, you have to wade out into the deeper part of the water. And she's thinking about making a choice. The most brilliant thing we do in this episode is kick the can on this. Let's talk about the C+ plot, because they try to do too much in this episode.
Well,
listen,
this is just where my eyes were led, so we gotta slide on this.
There are these branch Davidians in space, okay? And they worship the spheres. Now, why they would worship the spheres, I don't know. Some version of a perfect clockmaker version of Christianity back from the time of the Baroque era of George Washington, where he believed that prayer was only like meditation because God would never help you. He wouldn't intervene. Like he believed in free will.
That's not the religion they're going after, but
that's not the religion they're going after. But
we can't talk about the other one because Admiral T likes well.
I like having a channel, and we have stuff to prove it. Krimwan, you know what? Aloha snack bar. We'll say that about the belief system. Sometimes it's been called shite. What can I tell you? But in this one, like both versions of this belief system are equally horrific. So they don't like going this far out of their way to do it. They still didn't accomplish it. But I guess let me give you. Would anyone like to take over the plot synopsis? Was someone the chosen realm expert, or was it Germ?
I believe so. Yes.
Germ, you are the lore master. Ladies and gentlemen, Resolute Germ will now take the top spot. You have the center seat, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, these, as I said, Aloha snack bar people like to self kaboom boom. And they take a good little part of the ship.
They are 10th day deletionists. That is the best way to put it. They are 10th day deletionists.
Yeah.
Well, they're 9th. The other group is 10th. These guys are the 9th, I thought.
They don't believe in that
Either
10th
way.
day, right? So whatever, yeah, they're 9th day deletionists. They have such an asshole idea of how to live. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And this guy has to go just to prove Digimon's point to Archer. And they end up taking yet another crewman with them. So they're losing people left and right at this point.
That's the problem with Digimon. He thinks he's Pokemon, and Digimon leads an army of Pokemon, and when they poke themselves, got to get them all, or they could go kablooey.
Yeah. And on their way after hijacking the ship to end the war, they run into Digimon's enemies, who have essentially tugboats. And instead of talking to Digimon and breaking the bad news to him, they start fighting. Which is a helpful distraction for Archer to retake the ship after faking his own death.
Also, this is the scene where Prideweather gets very excited to have this gentleman stand right behind him. That's why this is here. In other news,
probably Prideweather's best scene.
Yes,
or his favorite.
I might leave it on this one for a little while.
Oh, yes, good choice.
So Archer does, right, Germ? So Archer does the thing where they were told not to scan the Snackbarians for religious reasons, but once they hijack the ship, our non-ethically, morally give a damn doctor scans them anyway, figures out that the organic kaboom boom was, something that could be neutralized by something that you put into the environmental system. So the crew is going around. At one point, they fool the Snackbarians into thinking that the transporter is a deletion device. So they beam out Archer to another part of the ship, and
it was great because we have more information than the bad guys without the show having to tell us. That part I thought was great. JT's
and Admiral
on this one, so you get to take the center seat. Go ahead,
sir. You have a gift.
I gifted myself.
Yes.
That is, I have welcomed 5 of you to the Admiralty. You are now Admiraltigians. So welcome Max Headroom GPT. Welcome to the Phantom Boomer Explorers, Crazy Horse, Lorenzo Sleestack, as well as Krimlon, and Phantom Outsider. Krimlon, I think it's great that after you've given so many memberships to so many people, you get one for free. You deserve it. And
here we go.
Mr. House Party.
Whoa! We got Mr. House Party 6 has given memberships too. Hey guys, X your friends. We got memberships hanging in the ether. Although with our upload, people will be probably getting memberships. The upload, you know what? Let's just really quickly. The upload did really, really, really well. I can't thank you enough, all of you, from the bottom of my heart. The upload succeeded fantastically, and it was because of all of your love and power, and also because really, I think we're starting to establish the way I do Star Trek news and uploads now. I did not waste any of your time, even though it's 9 minutes. the suggested YouTube moderate ad strategy had 12 ad spots. I did not study it long enough to think, okay, they'll only use a third of them or whatever it is their policy is. I didn't even read it. I deleted them all right away because I now try to build in a moment where I know that I want the break to be. I want to be fair to you. So if you could make it to the mid-roll and just wait for it to skip, I would appreciate that because it helps me. And then there's plenty of good stuff still after it. I never make a video that comes within a minute of 8 minutes if it's not going to go to 9. I try to stay away from it. If I only hit like 8 minutes, usually I'll put the mid-roll in it because people just think it. Hey, Kimberly Ann Hart. Thank you. I'm glad that you're happy. Thank you for finding. I'm glad you find it interesting. We speak from the heart, and we do our best. And I guess
faith of the heart as well.
Faith of the hearts is intensifying. I'm glad that you find it interesting, Kimberly. We're glad you're here. You've been a great addition to our family.
Admiral Sir, could you address this to Phobos' point that he sent to me? The question.
Go ahead.
Oh no, it's about Cosme.
Oh, okay. Here's the deal. Unfortunately, now none of this is wrong or illegal, but because we got attacked so badly, and also because other people are coming to roost on Star Trek, what we're doing is this: we're hosting the watch along before the show on Germ's channel. So if you want to watch, there's a Cosme link on Germ's channel. It is always, always, always in the community posts tab. When you see a community post from me, please hit like whether you have a time to read it or not. If you do this, the bandwidth will expand. Now, Germ's channel is worth joining, and it is on the recommends tab at the bottom of this page. And, it gives me a lot of freedom because the first 40 minutes that he was on, I was still finishing up the video essay for part 2 of tonight's show. But, he's a great host and a great watch party guy, and we're looking to get him to a point where his channel is monetized so we can just raid right from there to here. And so you have a chance to watch with Germ. It's always, always, always in the community tab, so go check there. If not, DM me, tag me, ask me, and I'll tell you. A lot of the times it's the pinned post. A lot of the times, although that quote from Art of the Deal is I just love it so much, it's going to stay up there a little while longer. I put I guess I'll say this now. I feel like I'm going to go into the little Bill talk from Unforgiven. I do not like assassins or men of low character. No, listen, I don't think that it's a problem for other people to want to be on at the same time as me. But a narrow targeted counter stream is disrespectful, bellicose, overtly an attack, and is not the same as being on at the same time. And that didn't happen this week, so I think message was received. So I would just say the person who said that that this show was so much better was right, whoever they were. And that person who had that little meltdown about the other show, they probably should have been a little calmer. Whoever they might have been. I saw it just going across X, but far be it from Space Patton to have a Space Patton moment. But I will be allowed to fulfill my destiny, and that starts with talking about Chosen Realm. And oh, thank you. It is. What's interesting? You're welcome. Yeah, I saw the DM and I couldn't believe it. It was already out. It was already out there in the wild on X. I tweeted from where I was, and I'm pretty sure it's in my community tab. Now, if it's not in the community tab, here is my limitation. You get YouTube shop right here. Here's my limitation. If I put up a YouTube community post and nobody likes it, it nerfs my show. If I put up another one to tell you where to find the show, it further nerfs my show. I have also turned on the YouTube light twice in 24 hours. I can only do it one more time. So if I get anything wrong and need to do another post, oh my God, the world could be coming to an end. So if the post wasn't with the link, it's because Germ and I don't know if he's around. So if Germ's not around, I'll throw in my theater link and try to show it. Will there be weeks where we can't do it? Unfortunately, there probably will be. I mean, the amount of competition that we are now having, it's like I have an afternoon of cutting video essays. And we're up for it. We're Star Trek professionals. Our problem with this is purely professional. We think that, the idea that more people talk about Star Trek is good, but can we not all talk about the same Star Trek at the same time? Or, come on while, other people are on. It should all be kosher. It should all be done in a La Cosa Nostra kind of way. And I have told this story before. All of you have been so supportive of me. Again, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. There'll be a member video soon thanking you. But when we all came together in accord and said that, you know what, we're going to take this fleet and go to Earth, so say we all. It was an emotional moment for all of us. We had seen loss. We'd lost our leader. We'd lost our channel. We'd lost our community. But we still had Star Trek and we had something to work with. And what we did was we reverse engineered the very best Star Trek show we could out of my show and the parts here and the people that you see here and all of you out there. And we have grown the Star Trek interest on Saturday nights. So we do agree with more people talking about Star Trek and that there can't be enough people doing it. But do you have to do it at the same time as someone else who's doing it? When Tony goes on the air, he does analysis. I do Star Trek. He does, a chat stream where he's just like getting into it and conversing with his members. I will do something different. Like we never are doing the same thing at the same. Snowdub, my friend Snowdub, he's a colleague of mine. He's doing. I guess I can just say it because he would be mad at me if I didn't. He's doing a right-wing puppet show. I mean, that's not competition. That's called Le Difference. And we have great re-listenability. But our show is better and more urgent than any other Star Trek show on this time. So say we all.
So say we all.
Say we all.
All right.
Germ?
You may be AFK.
Yeah, sure.
Yes. I think Germ might be a Cylon. But anyway,
Don't
look,
let the single red eye fool you.
It's, I just want to say I've said this before. If only he had gone with Colonel Teague, he would have had better. He would have had better luck. Yeah, Snowdub is great. Unfortunately, he's great and he's on right now. So yeah, check out Snowdub on the rewatch. He's a great rewatch. And if you're coming through later cloaked, leave a comment. A lot of you leaving comments. Your comments and questions are great, and so are your browser tab watches. And now we'll get back to the slideshow about this episode that was only okay. I don't know what to say about this one. It does touch on some strong themes. I think that I might have been a little bit biased. I have some lack of jolliness towards this topic. There was some good space sci-fi and adventure. There was a decent space battle. I liked their little Cloud City car runners, and I liked when they kind of messed one of them up. Why it wasn't absolutely and totally destroyed when we hear that their tech... These people have a tech level like, I don't know, scramjets? I don't know.
Yeah,
we don't even know how far away from their planet they are.
So just to end the synopsis here, there's a battle on the ship to take the ship back over in time. So they're Did we mention that the 10th day deletionists take over the ship? They're charming for a while and they seem interesting, and then they're like, oh, well, it turns out that everybody here thinks that the galaxy was created in 10 days, and we know it was 9, so we're going to delete everybody else. And if we have to delete ourselves to do it, we'll prove a point. They are like the people from the TNG episode Symbiosis, where they are able to have I don't want to say the word.
They themselves were born weaponized. In Symbiosis, it was because that planet had an unstable sun and they had solar energy stored up in them so they could shock people. In this one, they can turn a key and they turn into human water balloons, but with a shockwave, a really strong shockwave, a stronger shockwave than that shockwave story we got from Enterprise. So a couple of them go by the warp core, and they're real hotheads. They could pop off at any time, so to speak. Think of the extremist soldiers from Iron Man, okay? That's what we're talking about here, okay? And so, yeah, this is how they do it. They have these little, on their chests, they have these little brooches that look like Hunger Games, and they pull them off and they jam them into their arms, and that's also another thing. It looks like they're using IV stuff, so that's not a good visual. This entire episode was filled with bad for YouTube visuals. TV is less prudish than YouTube, guys, as far as visuals. And that is why there can't be a video essay for this week's New Trek. I worked on it for hours. Everyone is covered in blood continuously. They would have not only demonetized but suppressed it. That's how New Trek protects itself, by being unwatchable and uncommentable about. You can't even do a slideshow. They're all just totally covered in blood all the time. It's ridiculous.
So one of the guys that is supposed to do the self-deletion, they kind of peel them off and say, your wife, you were about to have a family here, maybe.
But you're hanging out with Space Koresh.
Yeah, and maybe you don't want to listen to him because it doesn't seem like the good way to go. And so they peel off a couple guys to help them take the ship back. Now, when we
while they're when they're rolled out, here's the thing: this episode is extreme, and this episode gets in a little bit over its head. But this show has so much more gravitas than Voyager. So much more gravitas than Voyager. It's not even funny. So, as we see this show trying to take on, it brushes reproductive rights, brushes it. Doesn't really. She hasn't made a decision when they leave. They might have changed their mind.
It drives past it and just waves as it goes by.
It was a hand wave. Here's the thing: the situation has also changed by the time the episode ends, and she might not. She might want to not do what she was originally going to do. But Phlox is very much in line with 1990s sensibility. He's like, it's something that you can decide to do. Have you spoken to your husband? And then he's very controversial, Brad Wolf 07. Hello, sir. Very controversial, sirs and madams. He just goes right up there and steps to the husband. And he's like, your wife has some very final ideas. And he's like, how do you know this shit? And he's like, I noticed that you follow Space David Koresh. I think that might be a bad idea. What do you think? So we're finding out beforehand. It was nicely set up. The only reason to have her do that was to fly a quick flag for it. And by the way, that issue wasn't very controversial when this came out. This was more speaking to maybe Prop 8 marriages or something like that with her. And also it was very strongly based on David Koresh. He was within an acceptable system of belief for his part of the Delphic Expanse. But he was an extremist on it, and he wasn't going to compromise. Now, they did something different here. They don't humanize the other people. They're just the enemy. They're just as unreasonable the other way. This is a race of unreasonable dicks, and we see some of them in Deep Space Nine because they don't have a planet after this, but the species goes on. Go ahead.
Right. So, and you brought up that, they said, well, why are you two fighting? Archer said that to the guy that they peeled off.
He's black on the right side. I'm black on the left side.
Yeah, that's basically it. They think that the spheres are created in 9. The other people think that the spheres are created in 10 days. So that's why they're fighting, and they've been fighting for 100 years or something, a very long time. So once at the end of the episode, Archer gets.
And now, obviously, the analogy here is between two different sects, like either of the same religion. In Europe, during the history of Western Europe, a very long time ago, there was a religious schism in Christianity where they had war on and off for hundreds of years, and many different wars. And also, there are two different versions of a faith that didn't do anything on the 10th or the 12th, but some bad members of it, most of them I'm assuming are very nice people, but some bad people from that belief system did some terrible stuff. And so it looks like they're trying to show you, like, either there are, like, really reactionary people of the Islamic faith, and there are also very progressive people of the Islamic faith who are just like you and me, and you would never know it except they might have an interesting name. And this actually, there are both kinds. I don't know what the proportion is, but there are very reasonable people, and we know some of them from that belief system. But in this analogy, both of them get tarred with the same brush at the end, so they're not trying to say that, or they ran out of time to say it. And this episode telegraphs its punches. It's slow and it's a little dumb, but it does deal with themes from Star Trek in a new way, and I did think that this was a pretty good visual. I'll let you finish up.
At the end, they are to the point where the Enterprise is so much faster than these ships that it doesn't take 3 years to get from the sphere to the home world. It takes like a day. So they're like, well, the only place we can put you is back on your home world. So we're going to take this day and go fly you back to Snack Bar Prime. And so when they get to Snack Bar Prime, they take the shuttles down and they're like, here you go, have fun, get off, we're going to leave. And they don't believe their eyes. They're like, how could this have happened? And they're like, yeah, about 8 months ago, the 9th day and the 10th day people.
About 1 week after the Iranians finish refining that uranium, sir.
Yep. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's exactly what it looks like. And so there's your lesson right in front of your face for the end of the episode, and the credits roll. So not
and now without rating this or talking about the specifics of the episode too much, we have to talk in broad strokes because this is so very controversial, sirs and madams, and it's very controversial there right now, sirs and madams. But here's what I'll say. JT, that was a great synopsis. I'm going to go back to the center seat. Germ, great synopsis. Thank you for leading that one. You did research on this. You watched it 3 times. You get to give your dissertation, and I want you to take as much time as you want. You are the featured reviewer on this one. Go for it.
All right. This was a pretty good episode. Very well written script. Obviously taking hints from Let This Be Your Last Battlefield and what was currently going on in the world. So they mixed that pretty well. They did borrow alien species from DS9, but they gave them a little tattoo, so it made them look a little bit different. But I'd say 7 out of 10 people wouldn't notice.
They're unexplained on Deep Space Nine anyway, right?
Yeah. They're essentially just there. So I guess good on them for recycling. The action was good. Dialogue, no problems there. Actually, no real problems with this episode whatsoever. Archer is very strong. I like that they leaned into Bakula. He really carries the entire cast, and that's when the episodes are good. Jeffrey Combs, always a great guest star. You actually picked up on this, but when the Andorians are there, the antenna giving away their emotions, especially with the security officer and Reed. She is obviously into Reed. That was a good catch, but overall, I give this a B+.
Great synopsis. I got a little ahead of myself there. Let me just write down this time code while I think about that one. And I agree with all that. You guys want to kick that around while I make a quick notation? And we're going to have to circle back just to do your poll. We have to circle back just to do your poll on on Chosen Realm, because the results of Chosen Realm, they were very controversial. Let's see. All right, so let's take a look at your poll results for Chosen Realm. You guys are amazing. I just have to remove this for a moment. And sorry, guys, it's a little bit confusing. What can I tell you? It's confusing. All right, so we asked our audience what they thought of the episode Chosen Realm of Star Trek Enterprise. We got 21 votes. Thank you. Brisk voting tonight. How do you grade episode Chosen Realm? A, 10%. A lot of people realized this wasn't the show's best. B, 57%. We have developed an Enterprise loving audience, and you guys really love your Star Trek Enterprise. So 57% B. So 67% of you thought this was very, very good Star Trek. C, 24%. There were some people who felt it was lacking. And D, F, 10%. So with that, I guess we'll go around the horn and just really, and we don't want to get too deep into Chosen Realm. Can we just get grades and like one thought from everybody? We'll start with Sean.
Excuse me. I was clearing my throat.
Sorry.
No, it was good. I give this a B minus, an 80. It just went beyond cringe. There was some stuff in there that was like really in our face. And the character, that guy, I guess maybe it's a call out to his acting. I didn't like the David Koresh guy, but the guy played it well. The acting was done well. And, I do like that they were trying to be welcoming. The crew had good intentions, and they were open arms. And this actually felt like it would have fit better in season 1. Just coming across these aliens, it didn't really seem to fit well into the Xindi arc. And so maybe this is like the one last week where, like maybe it was a story they didn't have the budget or the time to get to for season 1 or 2. But it is okay. It's watchable. I don't skip it. So it's a B minus for me.
Yeah, I thought this was like slightly above average story myself. JT, you're next.
Sure. So I know people were saying, let that be your last battlefield, was kind of where this was taking the inspiration. I had a different take on this. I thought this was trying to copy The Wrath of Khan in some ways.
When they took the bridge and stuff, yeah,
you're genetically differentiated, enhanced humans, because that's basically what these aliens look like. They're not very different at all. They take over the bridge. They have this other mission that they're trying to do. They're very they have a lot of sheer fracking hubris about them, just like they did in The Wrath of Khan. This leader exhibits a lot of the same traits. They all just follow him without question. And I just saw a lot more parallels with the movie than maybe the individual episode. That doesn't really matter, I guess, at the end of the day. I'm also there were a few plot points that were a little too easy. How could you just delete these files? How do you have access to these files?
How did you get some of them back?
Didn't they have a password on that thing?
Yeah, no pin code.
And these people are not very tech savvy, and how did they do that?
Right. So
and how did they control the Enterprise? It's like, our race is genius at picking things up, but we've never bothered to apply ourselves, sirs.
Yeah. And you know what, JT? I'm sorry, there was a point I missed. Yeah, when you brought up the deletion of the files, it doesn't really affect their mission. They're like, oh no, we lost all this data. It didn't really hurt them. It doesn't affect the plot, really. It wasn't a big enough rock to throw at them, I guess.
Right. I did like let's see my other comments here, my notes. I did like the effect of the kiss of the makers, or whatever they were calling it. basically the deformities that they had by
Right,
being
one
hit
of the
by anomalies.
we see
Makeup was well done, I thought.
we see an anomaly hit the ship in the next episode,
Yes.
and it's pretty cool. And we've seen other anomalies. And these anomalies, tough stuff. This one, thankfully, no parasites.
Yes.
I was watching a video earlier today of them removing the parasites from the brain of somebody who had been hit by an anomaly in a Delphic Expanse. It was Dr. Pimple Popper was doing it.
Oh.
You don't like her, do you?
No.
I do watch that sometimes. I like when she pulls out the SETI eels. She's the only one who can disentangle him from the cerebral cortex.
Yeah.
Anyway, I like the bold new look of Kohler behind the doctor, and I saw their paper towel roll on the other side of the wall in this episode.
JT needs to give that one an honorable mention every show. All right.
And my thoughts concluded on this. I would give it a C+. It's not awful. It's not the best one ever. It doesn't really do the ideas. It is full of an exploration too. So there you go.
All right. Well, Germ was the person who had to watch this one over and over. So I thought I had teed you up for the Chosen Realm synopsis because I know we had sort of you and JT split it between you, but I wanted you to give your full one. So why don't you just, you had to watch it 3 times. Give us, within reason, what you think about Chosen Realm. Just tell us. And give it a grade. I know what JT your grade is.
C+.
And the letter and your number.
It's like a 78. Yeah.
78.
That's what I wrote.
Right.
Yeah.
I ended up giving it an 88.
You like it better?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had no problem with it. Said that all the technical parts they did well. Good having the Andorians in there. Doing great developing the Andorians compared to any other series, which I like. Story, effects, everything I look for, no problems. Is why I give it such a high grade.
So, Germ, I have a question. Do you fall on the 9-day or the 10-day?
I go with 7.
Oh,
There you go.
a third sect has appeared.
Oh no, you're just causing problems in the Delphic Expanse. All right, now it's my turn. I like this episode. The thing is, my experience was tarnished when I realized that we weren't going to be able to do much. And thank you guys. I'm going to end the poll now. Audience has spoken. It did pretty well. 10% of people thought it didn't really make it, but I like this episode.
Sir.
Yes,
Before you get started, look who dropped in.
Who do we have here?
Critically thinking and drinking.
Hey, critically, where is he on? I don't see his
Yes,
comment.
he's there. He's in chat.
He is, right above the ended poll.
Hey, what's going on, critically? I'm sorry I didn't see you there. It's good to see you guys. You should subscribe to Critically Thinking and Drinking. He is a real fun X follow, and I guess what we're going to do now is we're going to turn the page after I give my thought on this one. And the audience, thank you for your poll. Again, the final thoughts of the audience on Chosen Realm were B 57%, C 23%, A 9%, so DF 9%. It was, most people were stuck in the middle on this one, and this was like an average episode. So I would guess in the 9% who thought it failed, maybe like the religious analogies, they had to like blend like 2 different belief systems together in their analogies, and they oh, that's what happened. I was that far back. Hello, critically thinking. And Wes Cagle, sir, $5. 88 is a good grade. I like 88s. I'm Herman, so it stands to reason. I had a feeling we'd have some fun with that number. Someone would say something. It's not like Admiral Teague has some other avatar that's highly objectionable that comes out from time to time. I don't know what, sir. Sir, very
such a fun night when you drew that.
And like then my drawing ability abandoned me for a little while there after that one. I couldn't draw the next time we did it. What's
God
up,
was
critically
punishing
thinking and drinking? You know what? We landed on the most popular Star Trek show at like the right time for the right reasons. Our audience was there. We went to this community. They had like 2 weeks worth of Star Trek Voyager left. And I said to them, sirs, madams, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares. We just have to go and watch Enterprise instead. We don't need to see the convenient ending of Voyager. It's just another Enterprise. It's just another episode. Hey, hello, E252, ETS2 Trucker Martin. I'm going to call you Trucker Martin. Hi, Germans were against Bio-Germans, and natives were against Bio-Germans and natives since 1912. You know, the Hermans, they have a reputation. The trains run on time there. Where those trains run to, anybody's guess, depending upon what decade it is. Although the artillery is through the artillery hell, but now I see.
Thought he meant the artillery piece. He meant, well, we can't talk about that on YouTube. We'll talk about it after the show. You'll laugh, but maybe. But very controversial.
Through the age-long, as through a glass, but darkly, the age-long strife I see. I fought in many faces, many guises, but always me. You don't believe me, do you, Brad? I'm sorry, I had to go Patton there for a moment. It's gotten worked into the channel's meta. We'll call you Martin. Okay, Martin. Good to see you, Martin. It's nice to have you here. You only realize that when we all pointed it out. We're good at that stuff like that. Yeah, we get to the radio voice. Critically Thinking and Drinking is available on X, courtesy of Elon Musk. And you should check him out. He's a great follow, and you'll love him. Not that he needs us. He has, by the way, guys, let me put the banner up just one more moment while I say this final endorsement here is Critically Thinking and Drinking has managed to nitrous inject a few dozen views at the right time and just give us like a few really strong hours in a row that have helped us build up to an analytic that now that I'm dropping videos every week, 500 in a day is a new normal, and I wonder where we are now. And last time, Critically was in there helping us out too. And it looks like the Enterprise sequel rumor right now is at 717 views. And it's still doing good, pulling in like, 10, 20 views an hour. So it's running its lifespan of 2 days, but you guys were great. Jump in there. It's pinned to the top. Like, watch it. I get right into everything. I tell you why I haven't really gotten into it before and why I think some of what's going on right now. And you know what I had to do is I had to go back and I had to tear out when I named names. I did not name any names of people who are using the tachyon pulse as a source. I just merely called out the tachyon pulse as a questionable source. Now, in my video, I say that they do not reveal their sources. I should have been a little more clear. This is what I would say if I had another chance. They need to not reveal the names and specifics of their source, but they must indulge us in their methods. You don't have to say, this guy who works in the fourth cubicle from the door in, the Imagineering room found this out at a lunch break and told me that, they're making a black hole sequel. You just have to say, like Doomcock says, my Bothan spies at Disney. My spies at Lucasfilm. That is good enough. With the tachyon pulse, what we've had is confusion. So anyway, very quickly, I give this episode a B plus. It was fun. I will also give it an 88 because why the hell not? It's a good episode of Star Trek.
Private subspace frequency.
Don't see anything. I know. Everyone knows that one. What are you gonna do?
Okay.
I think I've done that one since like 1998. We're all in this internet thing together, friends. Yeah, thank you. You've been really generous to Channel with your help. So he's got 50,000 subs. He has like 57,000, but like X will go through there and sweep that down to like 55,000 or something pretty soon because they do a better job now of getting rid of the bots. I cannot accept unverified mail anymore, guys. You got to be verified before, and I don't check the mail that much because once I turned off no unverified mail, I stopped getting most mail. I cannot report and delete. It's a 5-step process to get rid of the fucking incoming emails. I cannot report and delete all that spam all day. I'm sorry. Just looking through there to see if anybody messaged me. I can't check it. You gotta be verified for me to be able to look. It was too much. It was as good as nothing at all. So I apologize. At least now you know the deal. Have your friends who are verified tell it to me. It's not that hard. So at any rate, we've finished up with Chosen Realm. It's not a bad episode. We analyzed it for a lot longer than we thought, about 50 minutes. So we got our Enterprise sequel talk out of the way, and now we are ready for Proving Ground. All right. Proving Ground is a return to the Xindi arc. And again, this is an episode of Star Trek that has something that I really don't like. I do not like, we've heard this before, how do I say? I do not like when we have previously ons in the beginning of a Star Trek episode that much. Beginning and end of a season, I'll handle it. But I do not like when we have to catch us up on 2 different plot lines at the same time. I do not like when we have to call back to things that are more than 4 and 5 episodes back. I do not like long recurring seasonal arcs. I like something more like lore. We had an experiment last year with the 1-season bad guy in season 2 with Duras, and we kill him just like swatting a fly because they don't know how to kill off a 1-season bad guy. They didn't know what they were doing with him, and they didn't use him right. Was he fun? He was fun enough. His ship blew up well enough in the Delphic Expanse, and he was a real douchebag. But having an arch rival really showed some of the limitations of Bakula when he's like, "You will surrender to us." It's like, go to hell. Destroy their ship. It's like a little more passion when you're killing people, Scott. Maybe a little more passion. Doomcock said that he doesn't do anger well, and he's right. In Proving Ground, we run into our buddy Shran. We have an amazing opening stinger on the Andorian ship. It's the same ship we saw before. It's built to season 1 specs. So I don't know. We had a higher budget back then. It should look a little better. Get these people some chairs. Shran is having a glass of water. Why it's clear, I don't know. But I guess the water on Andoria is also clear. He goes to the bridge. He has a talk with his hot, salty first officer. Their antennae are moving really great. They're maybe a little overly expressive. They would never be given this amount of animation these days. I appreciated how much animation the antennae got. I thought the whole thing was probably one of our best alien ship sequences, not because their ship was good, their ship kind of sucked, but because they themselves had the antennae. So they're like going, and it's like when someone gets angry, like their antennae point forward at someone, and later on a chick is going to get turned on and her antennae are going to go up, or maybe she's angry and they're splayed out. We'll talk about that. The Andorians are at the peak of how they look, and they forgot how to do Andorians. I am sorry, but the Andorians in Strange New Worlds look like shit. These are fucking Andorians, I mean, and they've got some power, and they're pretty badass. We never get a read on how many people are on their ship. It seems to me they have like a much smaller somewhat more powerful and far less crude ship. It looks to me like we see every Andorian on that crew, is the way at least it feels. I don't feel like there's 500 more guys in Shran's ship. If they wanted that, he could have walked through an ad hoc hallway and had some doubles in the dark.
I think they might have had at least as many as Enterprise.
At 180? Is it 80?
Yeah, I think they might have. Their ship was larger.
I would say 40 people. Doubles the size, half the people, right? Because their tech level's like, they're on TOS tech level. They have a tractor beam. The grappler, they're like, fuck your grappler.
Yeah. They did have some cool stuff.
They have a transporter. They have a tractor beam. They do a good job with this one. I think it's a good episode. And I, for this episode, have prepared for you guys a video. First of all, I don't know if you saw this, but this is on X. Now, if I kill the music, I'll just have the montage play. Proving Ground is Archer finding some allies in the Delphic Expanse. He finds out that Shran and the Andorians have some methods to navigating this. While nowhere near as duplicitous as Romulans, the Andorians got a couple of issues in command and control too, and it seems like maybe he could get cooed out, or at least she's very ambitious. We don't have a read on how malevolent they are yet. We're going to spend some time with them for a while. We don't know how outlier Shran is. In this episode of Enterprise, we start with an old friend. Then we see the Zindi Cabal doing their usual thing. And Degna, I'm going to call him Smegma. Degma, in this one, he's just like, you realize what you asked me to do? And of course we do. And here we have the best name in all of Star Trek. Gentlemen, I would like everyone to comment on this name.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
You wouldn't need to tuck if you had a small wood.
I was pressed for time. I was late to the watch party that Jerm threw for the episode tonight, and thank you, Jerm. But I did have time to zoom in on this, and I like how it's on crotch level. And if only it were Trip standing next to T'Pol. It's like, stay away from Tucker, T'Pol. He's got Smallwood.
Ouch.
I think Tucker Smallwood is the black dude who gives Degna a hard time. Degna's black boss is a total dick, guys. I don't know what to tell you. And we had some fun with the patent music.
Status.
We've lost the warp tram.
We have a lot going on with the antennae. As we can see, everyone's are moving. They use them expressively, or they keep them out of frame. It's very smartly done. I don't know if it's puppetry or CGI. I think it's puppetry. I think it might be they might be moving them a lot of the times. The actors might just have like something in their hand, like then just push down on this, and it'll make them go forward. And when you let your thumb out, it'll let them go back. I don't know. They're not moving crazy, but it's pretty cool. The Zindi Cabal, they're acting like Godfather losers. They have their usual Zindi Cabal thing. I thought this was very well filmed. It's a weak scene, and they're cognizant it's a weak scene. And the thing that I notice here is that our bug man who screams and yells just isn't there, but he's going to be there in a moment.
See, I would disagree with you for a real quick sec here, Admiral. This felt like New Trek, like SNW to me. Very dark, focused in tight on the faces, hide the set as much as you can.
Well, that's fitting for the
opening,
bad guys, though.
Right? Yeah. We open with a great shot. What do you think of this shot?
It looks like
that table alone
and IKEA chairs.
That table alone is better than anything we've seen on New Trek, though.
Well,
at least it's it's interesting, and we see that there is some power dynamic here, and
they have weird spots for cup holders on their tables.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, I mean, leave it to a guy from Detroit to see the automotive side of this. At any rate, this is apparently, I'm going to say, the Xindi Bugman is on the other side of this. We're in a Skype meeting. This is like Tropic Thunder. Things aren't going well on the shoot. Degna is going to test fire the weapon, and they're going to do it on a dead planet. Hey, you could have done this with that Xindi probe that tipped everybody off on Earth that you're doing this, and sort of started this self-fulfilling prophecy. I would point out the Xindi, when they found out that the Earthmen were going to be a rival, they attacked first. They did not try to negotiate. So this is all, it looks a little mafioso, and I think they want it to be mafioso. Here's the deal. The Xindi conference room where we had the last meeting is not where we are. We're on Degna's base, we're on Degna's ship, which controls the weapon. Weapon 2.0. They're testing Weapon 2.0. Weapon 2.0 is not the second weapon. It's weapon, actually, this is Weapon 1.2. They're testing a bigger version of the probe that attacked Earth, and they're going to use it to attack a target on an uninhabited planet. They call it a planet, I believe. And so Degna is making his case via Skype, and these are his guys here.
I said the matter was urgent.
The weapon is ready.
Okay, so here's the Enterprise and our heroes. As we can see, Molly Brink's probably a good actor. Scott McDonald, also a good actor. This name had to be, let's just, let's, for a moment, hope that he changed it to this name for acting purposes. However, if you are out there and people have made fun of you for having a funny last name, I feel for you. I do. I feel for you. I think it's really uncool. I've seen it in real life. But you know what? What comes around goes around. So Tucker Smallwood, I mean, come on. Rick Worthy.
There we go. Can you go back just a little bit? There we go.
But by the way, the other star's name is Rick Worthy. These three names in a row sound like a Swedish prawn movie. We've got Tucker Smallwood, Rick Worthy, okay, and Granville Van Dusen, and because I spent so much time on the name, I wanted to make sure that we saw it again. So let's talk about this and what's going on in this segment. This is T'Pol. She's doing something, but Hoshi has. What's the deal? Have we? In the last episode, one thing that we told you that we need to refresh you on. In the previous episode, Chosen Realm, these Branch Davidians who live in the Expanse and worship the. Everybody okay?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, my cat.
I was going to say I wasn't being funny that time. Yeah,
no, I didn't fall out of the chair this time.
Well, I mean, I would say like Jolene could do that.
Oh, true.
This visual could do that. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what? Never say Admiral Teague doesn't think about you, your guest. Whoa, hey, RTNZ, the Xindi are very second-rate as Death Star builders. When we see the Death Star that takes them 12 more years to get to, they are very slow at this. Yeah, faster than Vader though, but not as good of a Death Star. It takes a long time to really fuck up the Earth, although I'd say after about 30 seconds, there's no going back. Thank you very much, RRTNZ, for the generous $2 New Zealand super chat. So, I'm sorry, but let's just go back here for a moment. Hoshi has some information. What's the deal? The Branch Davidians deleted the information in the computer core. The Space Davidians deleted the computer core and most of the information, and they're working off of like pamphlets that they have. It's like, did you know smoking was bad? I mean, like that's how like wiped clean their computer was. They're rebuilding it. I don't know. Hoshi and T'Pol are working on this one together, but this seems to be the apps and all that stuff still work. The computer's still functional. Did they get some Xindi transmissions and they're putting together some information and they found out some stuff about the spheres and shit?
To Paul repiece some stuff, I think.
So this is their own recovered information. This is their right. This is 30% of the computer core was recovered, and among the things they recovered was their map of the spheres, which is going to be important. Thank you so much for the super chat. Protect your face this time. He wears what do you call it? A boxing headgear on stream now. I don't know if you want to turn on your camera and show them proof of life. Let them know you're okay. See, he's okay, guys.
I'm here.
Let's wait. 2 cameras on at once. Oh my God. Welcome to everybody. Please hit the like and follow buttons, and watching for a while with the tab open helps, but it looks like that's not something we have to ask people to do. So, you know what? This never happens on this show. We don't have to have 21 producers, but we got 21 concurrents, which is great. We're tied with the New Trek producers. Tell your friends if you picked up, if you're new here and you picked up a membership, thank Cribwon. And I thank you all for being here. And welcome to the Final Frontier. Please like, share, and follow. And Martin says, is this just this Andorian with that creepy stuff on his face in SNW? Oh, Hemmer from SNW really sucks. And what's really ridiculous is they did a PSA, I guess, to get a tax break, where it's the actor. The actor's heavily made up. He wears a wig. He has devil horns. And he's like, hi, my name is whatever. I play Hemmer on Strange New Worlds. You may know me as Hemmer from Strange New Worlds. It's like, what? It's like, hi, my name is Papa John. You may know me as Pizza the Hut from from Spaceballs. It's like, no, I know you from something completely different. So whatever. That Andorian is made along TOS lines. Yeah, he's really shitty, and for whatever reason, he's differently abled just so they can make a big deal out of that and have him be just as darn good as Scotty. Although they're starting to transition to Scotty, so now it's just, instead of an insufferable blind guy, we have Scotty getting yelled at. You mean
Naughty R37, right?
We have Naughty R37 getting yelled at. And you can go in there and use R37 in chat now for Naughty R37. I had R37 as a banned term in my chat, but no longer will your R37s be banned here. We rolled back some censorship, and here it is, the first R37 in sequence in this channel since this began. I did not want to have an awkward conversation about someone who I sometimes don't get along with. Although things are much better now. Oh, you beat me to it. Things are fine now. You're allowed to like both shows. Mine's just better. And I'd be crazy if I didn't say that.
Right.
You don't have, by the way, if you just want to like this show, that's still preferable. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like my show best. But thank you very much, and thank you for watching. And if you're listening later, how do you like the new visual component? Leave us a Star Trek question and, comment and tell us how you feel. We've got Hoshi here dealing with the fact that we put together the map to the spheres. And wouldn't you know it, that's going to come in handy. And Granville Van Dusen also sounds like a Prawn Star actor. But here we go again, just once for fun. And then, a lot happens during this opening. I would point out, they knew how to write an opening sequence for this episode. This opening sequence is really compelling. And it looks like they're stuck in a Kobayashi Maru. This is the 3rd straight week where we have overtones of Wrath of Khan. Gentlemen, your thoughts on this opening and this stinger?
The opening or the episode itself? Hello?
He may have had
Go with the opening first. Go with the opening first.
Oh, I'll abstain. I'll let German JT go on that. I watched it a few days ago, so I'm not remembering.
Okay. Here's the slides without the patent music.
No, the opener on this, people like the Zindi story better than I do. I've never liked the Zindi story. I didn't care if it was well shot or anything like that. It was just totally unneeded. The Andorian stuff was cool. The Andorian stuff was probably some of the most exciting parts of season 3 was showing this right here. And we don't really get a lot of Andorian stuff in any of Star Trek before this. So if you're going to do a prequel, this is good territory to travel in because, we have the species, but that's all we really have. So you have freedom.
We know that they
want.
end up with a tumultuous relationship with the Vulcans. That fits with TOS. We know that they are always going to keep negotiating with the Federation because they're around for Journey to Babel. So they just might be imperfect allies, right? Or they just plain old dislike the Vulcans and have nothing but goodwill towards the humans because there was nothing in that TOS episode that said they had acrimony towards anyone towards the Vulcans. So I know people hated prequels. This is even before the BSG prequel. So, and these are the BSG prequel writer people. So they're trying this out now and doing test balloons for later. But the idea of prequels hadn't been sullied. And I don't know. I think this one falls under with respect we accept. It's not perfect, but it's very much respectful. There are times that they do pass over some opportunities, and they nerf others to make them less horrible. The worst gratuitous thing, I think they learned something from the Borg grab. When they tried to use the Borg again, they learned not to be too handsy. And hey, we got Dadman here. Welcome, Dadman. It's good to see you. He seems to be preoccupied on entertainer Ruby Rod from the 21st century.
He knows I detest Ruby Rod from that movie, The Fifth Element.
Okay, well, you know what? You stay on your own turf with that one. Oh!
The thing about the Andorians, ending up having that ulterior motive, I don't remember the very first time watching this picking up on that at all. So there was a sufficiently good twist later in the episode, right? With the prototype. Which was good writing.
I made sure to give you a nice view of Shran's ship here when he walks onto the bridge. So you can see their whole set. And again, theirs is like, I could have gotten that glass from Bed Bath & Beyond, but you got a nice view of the ship there. It's a bigger set than we thought, but it seems to be like we're going for a somewhat Romulan-like aesthetic here on their ship. And they have somewhat Romulan-like culture. They seem a little more paranoid than other races. They're a little more warlike than we usually are, or at least right now, warishness is in ascendancy. Degna's set here is pretty cool. I thought that for a third set for the Zindi, this was decent. And we're going to have a fourth set for the Zindi in this episode. And that one looks a lot like a Star Destroyer. But keep going. I'm sorry. I just wanted to get people caught up on the aesthetics. And I'll advance the video essay a little more in a few minutes. Keep going.
Sure. So my thoughts on this were we're getting strong Andorian writing in this. In like I said, we had freedom to breathe a little bit, and that's so often what Enterprise does not seem to get, as they get hemmed in being a prequel and having all that other Trek. Sometimes they're just very restricted on what they can do, and I just enjoyed learning more about Andorians in that section, which we frankly never got enough of that in Enterprise. I feel like the Klingons were thrown in there because we already know everything about Klingons. So, that's settled. We really don't get to the Romulans at all. We don't get Cardassians at all. So you're stuck doing Tellarites, Andorians, Vulcans. And the Vulcan stuff went a little bit too far in a few places.
A bit too far, yes.
Mm-hmm. So, but we had enough in the old shows that we really didn't need more Vulcan stuff. I didn't feel like. not the case with Tellarites or Andorians. And we should have gotten Rigelians. We get enough of that with maybe the Orion Syndicate. Who knows? But this is just a good case of bringing in something, even though you're going to have to study or focus on the Xindi plot. Going back to the Xindi plot, this is a very unusual episode because they actually focus on the Xindi. Season 3 is all about the Xindi, where you never see the Xindi for whole episodes and whole weeks at a time. And they have to mention it in an episode here and there, so that way you don't forget that they're on this important mission. So the fact we're getting a Xindi-focused episode is just so odd, right? At least I feel like it. I mean, if you look at the last 5 we've done, how Xindi heavy were they? Barely even remembered that they were there. I mean, you guys are welcome to disagree with me, but this is a completely fresh change of pace.
No, that's why we had to have that long catch up. That's why we had to have a previously on that was so long.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I noticed is that it's not Majel Barrett, it's Archer. It's Scott Bakula doing previously on Star Trek Enterprise. And now, the continuation, which is a term I haven't heard before either. So they're not done with this part of the story, I guess. Or I think he might. I have to go. I don't remember if he said the conclusion or the continuation. I guess you should only say the continuation. In this context, you should only say the continuation because they caught us up on the whole Shran storyline, meaning that it's a continuation of that specifically too. And you know what? Who would have thought Shran was on this show so little? Vaughn Armstrong said I'm out cameoed like 30-1.
True.
Really does. And here we have, let me bring it back a little bit. Here we have some of our other weird, gross Xindi. And by the way, one of the things in this segment that bothered me was an underthought piece of dialogue where the Xindi insectoid yells, the Xindi reptilian yells, "This is just typical humanoid arrogance." And I'm like, you're humanoids too. Humanoid refers to form. Only form. You have arms and legs and a head. You are humanoid. You're about 5-6 feet tall. You're a goddamn humanoid, just like, E.T. Yes, you're an alien and you're a reptile humanoid, but you are a humanoid just like a Cardassian. Did anyone else have a problem with him calling the other ones humanoids? Like, wouldn't it have been like, this is a problem with the warm bloods, right?
I just assume he was supposed to say a boreal and just botched the line and no one caught it.
That's possible too.
Probably got it, yeah.
Now, is this the same specific arboreal we saw with the Keosite, is it called?
Yeah.
Chemosite.
I do believe
Chemosite,
that's supposed to be him.
Okay, so we got the chemosite treatment earlier. It was necessary, unfortunately. But now the plot has gotten to this point where these guys have enough chemosite to test a pretty good prototype of the weapon, and it's not that disorienting, but I do not think all of this meeting takes place in the same room because we saw the above view and there is no Bugman there.
Yeah, Degra's on his ship. He's not with them.
I think
he tells them to stand by
base, actually. Right now, I think right now he might be on a planet base. He gets on his ship in a little while for sure.
Well, yeah, he's absolutely not there. He's over at the proving ground. Yeah,
right. He's in the proving ground. He might have a little base there.
Yeah, that council's light years away.
Right. That we'll see them patched in later. I know I kept the Xindi Bugman in there because you know me, guys. I love the Xindi Bugman.
I wasn't even sure that it was there at first.
I left in a little bit of key dialogue, so I did.
Have to begin piecing together a map of the spatial.
Okay.
No one minds this. Everyone's fine with that.
There's an anomaly forming directly ahead.
So this happens.
They reused this effect from what they had in Voyager. I feel like with some of the
yeah, I watched that one
sensor
last
scanning.
night.
Yeah.
That was
inspired by the Baryon
season
sweep,
2
isn't it?
episode. Yeah,
You're building a Voyager, huh?
not right now.
Why are you binging Voyager then?
I
Felt like watching it?
just felt like I'm like I was gonna go check out seasons 1 and 2, and so I'm just watching them.
I like the middle of Voyager. I find it fun. Once we see Captain Proton and get 7 of 9, we've got the best parts of Voyager.
Mhm.
So the anomaly.
Oh yeah,
it doesn't-
Well,
that
you
shot
missed
is so
the
good.
classic shot. Yeah.
What?
This
The,
little fun thing they did when he comes on the view screen, and you
Yeah.
I thought
must have
that was a
clipped it
great
out.
shot.
it was funny.
Which part?
Well, when they go on, there's another ship, and Archer says on screen, and then you just see the back of Archer's head, and then the antennas come up over him.
No, I got it.
Oh, you did?
Watch.
Yeah, but you got to it's like right in the beginning.
Because it was like so hard. I want.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
moving.
It-
They're not moving as much, but I
No.
wanted this dialogue.
The reveal was like you didn't get it here, but the reveal is funny because you just see Archer's head and then 2 antenna raise up.
It's
Yeah,
in the
yeah, you kinda
IMDb
You get
of this episode.
yeah,
too.
it's
you
got
get a
enough
little bit of it.
Yeah.
I gave you as much as I could with getting the dialogue,
Right. Yeah.
and
I
we'll
chuckled
find
when
out
I
if we're
saw it.
copyright complaint. See how they do it here, guys?
Yeah.
It was really good. Yeah. No, it was a great shot. And by the way, having someone stand in front of a view screen was difficult and was like a production budget destroyer, which is why we go out of our way to not do it almost ever in the original series. Usually there's a star field and they've replaced it by rolling in just like a static star field that they can walk in front of when they do it. They try not to do it when someone's on screen. But, this is really using the CGI and the new technology to give us a beautifully composed Star Trek shot. I thought that this was beautiful, and I thought it was well done.
You could really
And
tell
here
he
we-
took some care into making it look good too,
I
especially
regret-
right here.
Yeah, I want to stop here. I'm sorry that I couldn't get you a better ship prawn of the Andorian ship, because you can see side by side that it's just a bit about a third, maybe more larger than the Enterprise, and it's just more advanced. So Archer and T'Pol discuss the fact that their repairs will go a lot better if the Andorians show up, and this chick just comes in and has all sorts of off-putting things to say to Mr. Reed, who looks at his manliness in shame. He's like, well, I suppose if I had antennae on the end of it, it would be more impressive. What I like here is they use the antennae well throughout this. She's making him uneasy. He comes back at her, and she gets a little either annoyed or she wants to fuck him. She's flirting with him. And
Yep.
watch her
yeah.
antennas. They've got her antennae have Viagra on them, or they get like whatever. Like watch.
yeah, they definitely
I
perk up.
thought that is it anger, or was it supposed to have sexual overtones? Was it like a splaying out display like in Jurassic Park for those like velociraptors? I mean, what is or those spitting lizards? What is it?
I think she wants to hate fuck him.
I was getting that too. Yeah, I was totally getting that.
I feel like this woman came in and hate fucked the casting couch, because like she comes off like she wants to hate. No, I mean like she looks like she wants to hate fuck Shran. She looks like she wants to hate fuck Reed. We think she does, with much less to go on than Sim having sex with T'Pol. T'Pol has had sex with 2 mindless people in 2 weeks. Have you realized that? She had fucking she had sex with TBI Archer, and then she had sex with Doom Trip.
True. Yeah. Yeah.
So if she likes him hot and dumb.
Wow. I did like this scene here when you have Tran and Archer together. I think they're some of the strongest moments of the episode, easily. And the Andorian Ale is not a member berry, but it does.
It's a new
go
thing.
back to TOS.
Yeah. Oh, it's not. It is TOS. I thought
they had Andorian Ale.
Yeah. Do we see it or we just hear about it?
Well, I have a question though. Why is it in Star Trek all the drinks that are ales never have bubbles in them? Like the Romulan ale and Dory, they all treat it like it's hard liquor, and it's like an ale is like a beer.
Yeah,
my guess is that only us and the Klingons have non-hard liquor at all. This is the lightest thing that the Andorians make, and it's just like, if I gave you some of our booze, pink skin, you would look like your navigator very quickly.
That is the running joke that every alcohol in Star Trek is hard alcohol.
Yeah.
Except for Chateau Picard.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, that's
and the Dom Perignon that launches the Enterprise B.
Oh. Although it is a good effect.
Oh, something's going on.
Yeah.
You want to get out that phaser? I sent you that phaser.
No, I'm just going to call a certain 3-letter agency.
Turn on the shot
EPA.
collars, JT.
Okay. Oh, that's not me. That's not me.
Oh.
No, that's me, and I let's just say I need to get an ice machine.
Oh.
Dean Cain is on the way. And sirs and madams, thank you so much for being here. We're going to continue. So anyway, like for whatever reason, the Andorian culture seems to be like mirroring the Romulans. And now we're seeing that Reed is like a little reluctant to share information, but after a little bit more flirty fighting, he decides that this chick, who even with the weird eyebrows, is kind of sexy. This woman gets sexiness across. I think that some of this might be real hair. I don't know.
I think it's wigs. No, I think they're wearing a wig to cover up whatever they've got going on to make those things the antennae move.
They sure hide it well, though. I mean,
they do, but
it's really good stuff.
Yeah. Someone might be standing behind her manipulating the antennas. We don't know.
Later on, she's going to hit him because she wants to.
What's hotter than that? A merry little surge of electricity piped my automatic alarm from the mood organ beside his bed awakened Rick Deckard. Yes, he had it set to ambitious and happy, I think, and his wife had hers set to be depressed. That was such is the life of a Blade Runner. And he's like, please, like you could be in any mood you want. Could you just be in like an okay mood? Like not like, she's like, I have mine set for depression. He's like, I'm going to change it to happy and upbeat. And she's like, if you do, I'll change it to husband hating. And he's like, all right. That's the Blade Runner book. It's called Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? And you know what? I would just say do sham droids dream of electric sheeple? But as we go forward in this episode, we have a lot of therefores. Here we have it, guys. It's Bugman time. Together. Back at the Zindi Cabal. So anyway, Reed and the female Andorian are finally starting to get along. They've developed a level of trust. And he's like, maybe we should just get some coffee.
Abort the test.
Degna, really, Degna, I will say this, he seems to have some military experience because he stays really calm.
It's a counselor ship. I don't know where the ambassador is, though.
This is congratulations, sir. We're here to buy some archerite from your system. This was great. So now we have the old pretend you're someone else trick. Who wants to describe this hilarious Han Solo routine pulled by Wayoon?
Oh, I was gonna talk about this tonight anyway. This is such a good scene. Yeah. Gosh, it's so well acted. It's funny, and there's one thing Enterprise does well is they know when to insert some mild humor. You know, the comedy that does show in Enterprise generally hits pretty well, and this is a good example. And I think back to Irvin Kershner when he did Empire Strikes Back. He said it's a dark movie, and we have a dark plot here, a dark premise, and you have to let the audience breathe a little bit and chuckle now and then. And this was perfectly done. We get a little bit of a laugh. He's a little comedic. You know, he's got some good comedic chops. And except for when, you know, they almost threaten him, and then his antennae go forward. He goes, "You don't have to make threats," and he almost loses it.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
and then he
he's like I'm as advanced as you guys are, like you Zindi pricks. Like I'm not some Earth loser. I like how he jumps out angry. Yes, it was great.
I love that, but I also like that he holds it in check because you know he's got his mission to accomplish, and he is starting to care for Archer a little bit. You know when he throws in the Archerite line too. It was really well done. It's a great scene.
We're only here on behalf of you, right? Yeah, it's like it's a little bit usual suspects, but it's like he makes. First of all, Jeffrey Combs is just a good actor, right?
Yeah.
So Wayoon is going to tell them that he's with the Andorian Consortium. I'm sorry, Shran is going to tell him that he's with the Andorian Consortium Mining Company. And that they're looking for a rare mineral, and it's kind of like oh no, we got a radiation leak up here, real bad reactor leak. You gotta wait till we lock it down. It's like we're not reading any leak. We better send a team. Oh no, don't send a team. Very dangerous. Like that one. Oh, lousy conversation anyway. Oh, radioactive. Hey, I heart you. Radioactive says, strange new worlds as comedy. It's completely laughable. It is so laughable. It is so it's very controversial, sirs. So he does this whole thing where he's like, we're the Andorian Mining Consortium, and this is your lucky day. We're here to buy from you. And we have, let me tell you, sirs, it is a buyer's market, and we cannot wait. We are absolutely thrilled that you are here. And it's just and Smegma's like, go away. You're a douchebag. Just go away. And then we see the weapons test happens after they leave. They get a good scan in there, and I don't know what. Like the Zindi should have attacked. Why don't they have warships in this zone where they're testing their weapon?
They got a couple, but it is a top secret test.
I feel like we're going to trust the once one insectoid knows it, don't all the insectoids know it? I mean, the hive mind, right? So this is a small planet. That's what happens to it. Now, okay, it's a moon. I just want to say, they blew a chunk of that moon the size of fucking Australia off of it. They just sheared it off. Does anyone here think that there would be any life on Earth if they used this?
Probably not.
No, probably not. It would be similar in concept to like an asteroid hitting the planet, right? You're going to get all kinds of crap kicked up into the atmosphere. You're going to get massive tsunami and earthquake. it's going to be it's going
There'd
to be
be
a disaster.
the planet would be almost uninhabitable. Every inch of technology would be strained to its breaking point just to get through the 12 to 15 years of particulate matter filling the air. Who knows what the new orbit's going to be? Will it be wobbling end over end the whole time? Will the ocean fly off into space because of centrifugal force? No one knows.
But there's a good enough chunk. You've done your damage. Why?
What I'm saying, the
still had to
insectoids are
test
just
that one though. Even if they didn't make another one any bigger, they would have to test it.
the thing is, why are I understand that they wanted a more powerful weapon, and a bigger bang is always defendable. We have ships capable of defending the builder of the doomsday weapon. Their building makes no sense. Yeah, I agree. They're not doing a good job with security. Also, like, they've been tracking the Enterprise, and then I guess during these side quests where we haven't checked in with the Xindi, we must have lost the Enterprise. So the NX has been, just traipsing around through Xindi territory, and like you tested the last one on Earth. Why the caution now?
They are tracking the Enterprise, but they'll figure out why they lost the Enterprise in a couple of episodes, I believe.
All right. Well, at least it gets backfilled.
If they're going to
at least we get it explained.
This is the second prototype, and it's so much more powerful that it would take 1,000 ships.
Oh, you're cutting out pretty hard, JT.
Oh, can you hear me better now?
Yep.
Yeah, you might have been too far away.
Okay. I mean, even with this second more powerful prototype, it would still take 1,000 ships with more firepower than I've seen.
All right, so the Xindi Bugman is screaming his head off. You can only slice their planet in half. What if something get away? Which made me think for a moment, why isn't everyone from Earth on a non-stop rotational ferry service going to Vulcan to wait this one out, since we know they're going to try to destroy the Earth? Like, we're not waiting there for this, are we? You know what I mean? We're not sitting there waiting. We are starting to evacuate, right? We haven't put all of our hopes, like all the marbles. Like, he's got all the marbles. It's Archer is going to succeed, or we're all going to die. That's reassuring. So the Bugmen, at least look at we see him. By the way, oops, we've got to fix this one because we have our patience is wearing thin. And by the way, I like the Xindi aquatic voices. So let's let you see some of this great CGI and stuff better than today. So hello, sir. Congratulations. What? You don't want to sell us the Archerite? So here's the Xindi weapon. So all the other Xindi mad at Degra.
I mean, the moon was destroyed.
I don't get it. I mean,
I feel like they're splitting hairs a little bit.
Yeah, a few weeks ago, you said something about a distinction without a difference. You used that expression. I'm saying this definitely is that.
Well, the point could also be made that they want it large to make it harder to destroy. If it's too small, they could just blow it away.
But what do you mean, their probe?
Well, no, I mean, we were talking about why did they bother building a bigger one when that one pretty much destroyed the moon. But maybe they're like, okay, we don't want any risk of it being shot down. If it's super big, then it can take damage and still accomplish its mission.
I suppose it could also send it in there with an armada of ships.
True, yeah.
Like, one problem with the movie A New Hope is how come I know this in beta canon explained, but why didn't the Death Star go in there with like 10 Star Destroyers and like 5,000 fucking TIE fighters? You know what I mean? Yeah. 30 fighter planes, like, gave it the hardest time it ever had.
No escorts whatsoever. Yeah.
It's like, don't be too proud of this technological terror you've created. Proud of it? I'm not even particularly taking good care of it. The rebels could come in here with a bunch of shitty snub fighters and destroy it. Just don't worry about it, Vader. You crazy jerk. What's going on with the pod racing? It's funny you should ask. I could need to borrow some more money, Tarkin. But
you know what's funny? Mistake. Family Guy addressed that really well when they go, "Oh no, Lord Vader, there's a 99.9% chance that we'll be fine." He goes, "Well, wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask about that 1%."
It's really just aesthetics, sir.
Yeah.
The Degger's real mistake in designing the planet sphere blower upper is that he made it a sphere. He should have made it conically shaped and be powered on,
I don't know why they're so into their steampunk depth.
Powered it off of antiprotons. I mean, ideally, that's how you kill off the planet.
Pure anti-proton. Absolutely pure.
Thank you for setting that one up. Always glad to use the soundboard. But you know what? This is where Shran and Archer have a little falling out. Shran's like, "Oh, we'll be taking that Xindi weapon, and the Vulcans ain't gonna fuck with us no more, no more, no more, no more." Oh, wow. Hey, thank you, Radioactive. This is what happens with the lowest bidder contract. Yeah. Oh, you're talking about the Xindi. Their steampunk Death Star is pretty cool, but I got to agree. And, wow, 15 of you here. We're so flattered. We're almost at the end of this episode, and then we're going to give you our grades. But by all means, pull up a chair and hang out for some Saturday night discussion of our favorite franchise, Star Trek. We're talking about this pretty much, I would have to say, the hottest original continuity show. It is so weird that the weaknesses and the criticisms of this show, with everything except the theme song, don't try anything with the theme song again if you do it, are now the strengths. It was a prequel. Well, you don't have to make any choices about who's canon to follow if you make this. It was, before every, they were doing everything first. It was before. It's like, well, New Trek never went back to it, so it stayed canonical to everything else. It's weird how the things that used to be, hated about it are now liked about it. And I think maybe one thing the Enterprise show could do would be explain why we have no record of the Xindi conflict, because I think in season 5 we're going to close a rift in the temporal time war and explain that the Xindi conflict never happened. It's like, yeah, I don't remember it, and bring Trip's sister back or something. I honestly think that's what they were going to do to try to make up for that storyline being as bad as it was. But it's another military contract. That's, I guess.
I was just waiting for Degra to come back and say, to the bugs that said that they didn't destroy the moon. I was waiting for Degra to come back and say, "Well, I destroyed your mom's moon." Like that.
JT. Sir.
You don't want to do mama jokes to an insect species. They all have the same mama.
Oh, jeez.
That's like a polygamy joke on Denver, on wherever, on Phlox's Swinger World, wherever the fuck it is. I liked this guy. I don't know who this actor is. I would hope that this is Tucker Smallwood because he's got such a great presence. This guy is a dick. Yes. I loved him. He was a dick. Pro council, whatever. Praetor, I don't know what the fuck they called him, but this guy was such a jerk. I want everyone to give their impression of the power dynamic here and what we think. And this show don't tell Andorian hierarchy. It's clearly it's not religious. It's a military society is what I'm getting from this. There doesn't seem to be any doubt about that. I'm at 28 likes. Please give me 2 more and hit those likes on Radioactive's chat. The more involved you guys are and the more engaged you are, the more YouTube likes it, because they're trying to take the U out of YouTube. They don't want us doing this, but oh, I love this guy's performance. Like, I will see to it that you get a medal, Shran. But he's got his face turned to the side, and the way they're shooting him, and he's got his camera offside, like, I don't know what kind of person who would be doing any kind of video communication would have their camera off center so that it filmed them from a weird angle like this guy. Does anybody know anybody would have their camera like that? I don't know what to tell you about this guy, but I like the cut of his chin.
I believe it's more dismissive of Shran. He doesn't care enough to face the camera directly. He comes off very contemptible.
He does. It's great. It's a good performance.
He hates Shran.
He hates Shran after Shran. No, we know why. Shran says, I will see to it that he says to Shran, I'll see to it you get a commendation. He's still being a snob, but he says, please don't. And I think what I can think here is that this guy quarterbacked the operation, and he wants the guy who pulled it off to have a medal because it will burnish his reputation even more. It's like, and the guy I sent to do it got like the star of Andoria.
He's the classic evil admiral kind of character in other Star Trek.
Yeah, I see myself in him. That's why I like this episode. It was like what Disney says, you need to see yourself in it. I also thought, and this is, you tell me what you think, I thought that they tried to angle him like a Caesar on a Roman coin, or the way they typically film Romans to make them seem like dicks. Disinterested dick angle from like Gladiator and other stuff like that. We see Romans filmed this way more than anything else.
The other thing I want to say is how well they're filmed.
Their heads are in frame.
How did you know? But this is just a lesson to people that might be working on the Kurtzman set right now, that you can clearly get everyone's body in frame. It's okay.
I like
okay.
after
You don't have to have a lot of set around them, but you still manage to get everybody in frame.
And Shran makes a plea here. And by the way, his boss doesn't like him, but he has enough self-respect to get his entire head into frame. He's like, I'm not going to look at you or the camera, but you get in here. Move my camera. I'm going to look at the monitor on the wall until it gives the arrogant look I need. And this is just like the Tropic Thunder press conference. It's like, punch yourself in the face, Shran. Yes. We don't see Porthos this week, thank God. The Bug's mistake was not getting a U.S. military contract, which would have been a cost-free, award-free contract and would have made bank. Yeah, no, the Xindi are pretty efficient. The 5 Xindi mob families come together, and I believe that the Taglias, the insectoids, they're the ones really driving this weapons development plan. They're not smart enough to do it, but they're yelling and screaming at the Xindi Asians and the Xindi Arboreals and the Xindi humanoids to get it done. I believe the Xindi humanoids are called the Xindi primates, right?
Yeah, the Arboreals and the primates.
Yeah, the Arboreals are the sloth-like. Hey, Tetrarch, it's good to see you, buddy. Sorry. His face reminds me of the overweight of dysfunctional. Yeah.
Oh, good night, John the Beagle Dad.
Good night, John.
Good night, John.
I wanted to get this for you, and I'll show it to you again. It's a moment of video. But you know what? Good night, John. And again, this guy's great. He's such a dick. This is their ship. It's really good. And by the way, I'd point out, we get some really good music. Listen to this fucking music. Here, I'll turn the sound off this.
Yeah, and it's not just there. It's even in places like when the anomaly passes through the ship. It's a full orchestral score, and it's a full orchestral score that's playing during the Xindi meeting, right when the weapon is fired. At the
good luck with that during New Trek. I mean, nothing to nerf the terribleness of their story. Nothing.
Yeah, but the music in this episode in particular was just fantastic. Like they had spent some good money.
I listened to it while I edited this.
We're going to write, for all of our big Zindy moments, we want music behind it. So that way, I don't know if that was because they made a commercial.
I found it on YouTube.
Out of this,
I found it on YouTube, and I listened to it while I edited this. It's great.
It's good.
This episode soundtrack is great.
I was wondering if maybe they made TV commercials out of like those moments, and they might have cut it up, and they wanted good music for it, or if they
think also it's season trailer material because it's so strong.
Right.
And also, this is all the subplots coming together here. So Archer's this is where they tell Archer F you, and then we get. I like this. I think Shran sold the punch more than Archer. What do you think?
Yeah.
Shran really sold. Jeffrey Coombs, congratulations, sir. Hell, all the high-ranking Andorian looks like an overweight, dysfunctional augment of the group Bashir worked with. The one who, in episode, impersonated an admiral. Why are all these people saying, like, the word admiral's just in the air
that's
tonight?
A stupid question.
What's the question? Sir.
That's what the guy would say.
That's a stupid question.
That's a stupid question.
Ah. Yes.
Now you remember. Yeah.
I've owed you that for a long time.
I thought it was more important to get that sound in there. So Archer, we now do another Wrath of Khan move. We access the pin code for the Zindy probe, and this is the deal. F you, Archer, we're keeping the probe. We're going to use it to keep the Vulcans at bay. And he's like, well, you might use it on them. And he's like, maybe we will. Don't fucking worry about it, pink skin. And he's just like, you know what? I don't think you should be allowed to use it. And he's like, you must have drank too much of that Andorian ale. By the way, has your communications officer been drinking a lot of it? I've been reading up on pinkskins, and it seems to me that her liver and kidneys are malfunctioning. She's from a different continent, Shran. Back to the point. But,
Admiral, we have Tetrarch of Apathy is here.
I think I said hi to Tetrarch.
Oh, did you? Oh, I'm sorry.
I think so.
I
no,
just
you
saw
know
the
what?
hail all from him.
Twice is better.
Yeah.
Do not hold back. Do never, ever hold back on that one. It's good to see you all. We love you all. And we're having fun with this one, man. This is the better episode of the night. And you know what? A high-quality broadcast indeed with this panel for you. So we talk to Shran. We have a stare down. And the final moment here is that we arm it. This is the deal. Give it back or we'll blow it up inside your ship with you with it. And he's like, you wouldn't. So they turn it on. He's like, 30 seconds. And he's like, you know, Archer? And he's like, 20 seconds, Shran. And Shran just they both like exchange a look of respect. And then we cut to this. They dumped it. And I guess for whatever reason, like, they didn't, their crew, just as tough as they aren't as good as the Federation crew. So there you have it. I had to exclude a little bit for copyright reasons.
There was that great ending scene, though.
I think I have it. This ending scene, Sean?
Oh, yeah. Well, when you said, there you have it, I thought you were done. Sorry.
I meant with the explosion.
Oh. Okay.
I was done with these. So then we meet up in what used to be Seven's astrometrics lab, and we have a conversation between Archer, T'Pol, and Hoshi. And Hoshi and T'Pol are working together, and I wish they would dress more casually when they're working together. It's just two girls. You know, belly shirts would have been fine. But anyway, you three guys, you know, why don't you unpack this for our audience for me?
Say this is the revenge of Shran.
Go, Germ. Sorry. I'm sorry.
This whole part is the revenge of Shran. His boss tried to screw him over. So he tried to give one back to Archer. So he wants to be in Archer's good graces. He wants to give a subtle little FU to the general. So this is mainly just to make him feel better.
I'd also say Degna talks some shit to him, so he doesn't really like the Zindi either.
No, and he knows what could happen if they're going to take Earth out. They could take Andoria out. They could take out a lot of people.
So what happens is in this intimate little gathering in the Situation Room, it's like Malcolm's War Room and Armory. It's been upgraded to the Mako's War Room and Armory, I believe. So they're down there. It's their Situation Room. And, again, with the analogies. But we got a really weird band of targeted subspace transmission. It was super garbled. And we were having a hard time going with it. But we were able to piece it together, and we found out that it was actually an encrypted schematic to the Zindi sphere, up to the Zindi weapon. And there you have it. So now they have a ton of information, and it turns out that there's an exhaust port. No, I mean, it's not that on point, but the Zindi weapon now, we've had possession of it. We've taken one away from them. We've set back their program a little bit. They can't upgrade this thing and test it again. They're gonna have to build a new test weapon or go for broke, and just at this point they can destroy the planet and end all life on Earth. So why they won't, beyond me. But guys, fellas, in this final sequence we have the schematic for our Zindi weapon, and that, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to the end of this week's video presentation.
Running along, was that a small trench running along the end?
It has an equatorial trench.
Yeah, it looked like it did to me.
They had a few turbo lasers.
Let me put a poll up here and see if we can get a representative amount of people to
Phantom
grade this.
Outsider. Exactly. It's not an exhaust port. It's an intake port.
Intake port.
I'm taking missiles. The unguided Italian missile, if I know what I mean. No, you guys ever fired a guided Italian missile?
No, what does that do?
No.
It's when you prank someone by sending them a pizza.
Oh, did they have to pay for it, or?
Yeah, back you send someone in college, you send them you send 3 pizzas to their room, and they go there and it's what? It's the guided Italian missile just to hassle them. Now it's so easy to verify that I guess people just won't send them over. But
no, I got pranked last night. I had to work late because someone ordered one to a frickin' gas station.
What?
Yeah. There's a fucking guy show up, and I asked the guy, "Is someone order a pizza?" He's like, "No." Yeah, great.
Are people there disgruntled, maybe?
Sometimes
someone needed some overtime.
Sometimes it's kids, or they want to harass a neighbor they don't like. So they just...
The truth is, I know Sean's address, and I found out the Pizza Hut in his town, so I just order pizzas randomly.
Well, that's the one I work at.
Yeah. So I also found distant locations of businesses and Googled the numbers. So I have a burner phone that I order pizzas to at the.
Oh, somebody else is picking up the phone there, and they're like, "Hey, Sean, some guy, some asshole calls himself an admiral, wants to talk to you."
There's some guy from New York who says they want us to send a pizza 260 miles away. We got a pizza ordered to Tel Aviv, sir. All right, so the poll is live, and it looks like it's jumping. Let's see what we got. We got 4 votes right out of the box. B seems to be building up a prohibitive lead. We got 13 people still in chat. Jump in there, take the poll, get involved. Thank you so much for getting me to 28 likes. I really want to get to 30. 28 is it's.
Well, we broke the producer number.
We did break the producer thing, but 28, not good for Kurt Cobain.
It's 27.
Not good for. Is it? Okay, all right. 28's great then. It's uncharted territory for Kurt Cobain and Jimi Hendrix. Guys, I love you all. It's been a wild stream, and now as we finish the plot synopsis and video essay for Proving Ground, the better episode tonight by a little bit. Are we ready to do the grades on this one?
I think we are.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so we just watched Proving Ground from Star Trek Enterprise. It's season 3. Believe it brings us to the middle of the season. And let's go around the horn. Let's start with Resolute Germ. Resolute Germ, sir, what did you think of this episode?
Slightly better than Chosen Realm. I ended up giving this a 91, so A minus. Love having the Andorians back. Jeffrey Combs is always good to see. Writing top notch for what they're trying to do. I'm still not a fan of the Zindi, but given what limitations they had on the episode, they did the best they could with what they got. So top notch, and no mention of the Temple Cold War, so that's always a plus.
Mm-hmm. So it's an A minus. It's a 91. Wow. Germ, you really like Enterprise a lot. You've had like very high grades for most episodes. Did you realize you were such a big fan of this show until you had to start rating them individually?
Yeah, it's always one of my top series.
I have to admit that from the first rewatch, I realized that I liked it a lot. All right, so
I think a lot of people are. That's why it's trending. It's settled in.
Yeah, they've accepted the theme song. They can skip it really easily now, and also, like you said, yeah, it's they realize it's not the same exact Star Trek they wanted, but it's different and it's pretty fresh. Let's see.
You know what?
That's what it says.
Oh.
Even though the Zindi weapon failed to completely destroy the moon, the company that created the weapon hired Sydney Sweeney to promote the weapon, and shares went up 80%. I would, yeah.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, just a thought popped into my head that I give a lot of credit to Connor Trenier and I always forget Reed's name.
Anthony Montgomery. Yeah.
I give a lot of credit to them for doing the Shuttlepod 1 podcast. They've kept the conversation going, and they're bringing the actors in, and they're having good conversations about it. I really think they've had something to do with this resurgence.
I think it was our audience that did it. I think it was everyone here in the chat who made this show the number one trending show and you know what? Fate, just that the wheel of fortune, it's the fickle hand of fate. When this fell to us, there was the logical choice was Enterprise. The logical choice would really have been TOS to be strongest coming out of the box. But then what would we be now? We would have been finished with TOS and in the middle of TNG when this Enterprise thing happened. And instead, we're like right smack dab in the middle of Enterprise as this Enterprise thing happens. And it's going to stay hot for probably a year, and it justifies us doing probably a one-episode approach after next week. Because I think very soon we're going to get out of the one sort of lame episode per week. And this week we were wrong, too. It was two fairly strong ones in a row. We might have to dial it down to one. But let's go with the poll so far is still at... it's up at 7 votes. Let's see. B is holding strong at 7 votes, so we've almost doubled the vote total. Get in there and make your voice heard. You can have a major say in this one. But that's Germ. Germ, great job. You know what, JT? You're in the hot seat. Go for it. What did you think of this episode of Star Trek Enterprise?
Sure. So this episode finally was Zindi. And I don't care for the Zindi timeline, but we at least get some progress in this story. One of the things that makes season 3 probably the weakest season, well, maybe we could debate that with between 2 and 3, but 3 had a lot of problems, and one of them was the Zindi storyline was chopped up and spread out far too much. So now that this week we actually get them, it turns out to be not so bad, right? And to the credit of Wayun, nice job going from being, one of the Vorta to playing an Andorian. Good chemistry between Tran and Archer. They really sell the interaction and the budding friendship that they have. And I like the ship stuff. Seeing an Andorian vessel, getting to talk about
you're German,
technology.
right?
Well,
You're part German. Ship. Sorry.
Anyway, getting to hear the discussion about just the weapons that Reed and the armory lieutenant from the other side had, right? And then you have the exchange of technology between Shran and Tucker, or the Ask. Anyway, some of that stuff is just really cool. And then you get to see where the Andorians technologically are compared to humans.
Her name
in this year.
Is her name Lieutenant Talos?
That could be correct. It sounds right. But we get to see that the Andorians have shields. They have tractor beams. They have a higher warp speed, and their weapons are stronger. So we get to understand how they're able to go up against the Vulcans. And we also get to see that humans are behind yet another species on this. But they could probably leapfrog the Vulcans, who won't give the technology, by making deals with Andorians. One of the things that I think maybe Commander Tucker's read in his time at Starfleet is The Art of the Deal. And he definitely tried to make a good deal for those warp injectors. So overall, while not a perfect episode, it was a lot of fun, and you get reminded of A New Hope several spaces in the episode. I give this a B+.
A B+, and your number?
88.
Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna say, I could just see Trip Tucker, right? It's like, Cap, like, just imagine him in like one of his Florida shirts, like that he always wears when he's not on duty, like like dressed like Miami Vice, and like standing there with like an admiring look on his face, and it's like all of a sudden he puts on a red baseball hat and he's like, they used to call this place the Winter White House, and it's like he's like, I got this from my great grandfather, Matt Tucker Gates.
Oh no!
Like, hi, young lady. How old are you? It's just like opens up like Art of the Deal, and it's just like starts going to. It's like, I remember Admiral Teague's class on social conflicts. I should read that chapter in Art of the Deal. It's basic reading at every YouTuber academy. But
it's a signed copy too.
He's like fucking with his MAGA hat on, playing golf at Mar-a-Lago. It's like, so, Trip, how was your leave? I feel patriotic, sir. I'm not sure I understand. You wouldn't, sir. It's like, I was just looking at the historical documents. It seems that President Biden had done these things during the early 2020s. Well, sir, records from that period are notoriously fragmentary. What do you mean, Trip? I don't know if there was really a President Biden, sir. Perhaps it was a replicant, sir.
Oh, no.
I've seen some video of what they said was him, and it appeared to be a malfunctioning android. That soon super criminal that we met could design something like that, I bet.
Mechanical arm.
Oh, there goes monetization. All right.
Aside, though, you really think humans probably got ahead in part because they could barter or make some type of trades for some of that technology.
Mm-hmm.
Further bring them up closer to the Vulcans and surpass them, all without the Vulcans' help. I mean, it would be silly.
Well, one deal with the
no one
Andorians
would
and you're
give
there,
them
yeah.
anything. Yeah, like the shield technology or the warp technology. Like someone's going to find something of value that they want. So, anyway.
We have a weird tie here, so I'm just going to say, if you feel conflicted, like, we're going to be wrapping up in like 30 to 40 minutes, and that show's going to be on until like this time tomorrow. So, like, if there's any urgency here, maybe watch ours for a little while longer, because we're getting to our point. They're just winding up over there. I think they're just getting done saying hello. But, Sean, it's your turn. You're in the hot seat. Give this one a grade.
Well, yeah, I give this a 91. It's a A-ish, a little A minus, but yeah, I was really entertained. This whole episode is entertaining. They've got a little bit of humor. They've got some ship, gear prawn. We learn a little bit about the Andorians. We see Archer and Shran's relationship is forming up really nice. They fight, like JT said, they finally moved this Xindi story along a little bit, and we feel like we're getting toward the crescendo of it. And it was just, there was a lot going on in this episode, but it was tight. It was a very tight script, really well presented. We get the little bit of love interest there between Talus and Reed. It's just really good. This was really good Star Trek. There was some good science fiction in there, good alien stuff, good ship stuff, good action, a little bit of humor. You can't really ask for much more out of a Star Trek episode, and this is one of my favorites out of the whole series, actually.
This had a lot of action. It was a lot of fun, and it wasn't as thematic and heavy as Chosen Realm, where, I mean, we messed around with a few very heavy things, and that episode was good, but it wasn't fun. This one was much more fun. This one was fun. And you know what? At least we punked the Xindi, we stole their shit, we fucked up their weapons program. It justifies all the meandering, but it speaks to what JT said about how maybe, like, the episodes are out of order. But I did think it was a good episode. I'm going to give it an A even, which I guess is, I don't know, is that a 90, 91? Or is it a little higher? I don't know. We calculate grades differently in my region.
Well, I mean, if you figure, like, I think a 93 and above is a holdout for the truly exceptional episodes. So I think a 91 is...
An A is fine. 90 even.
90 even.
I give it a 90.
That's an A minus.
Yeah.
Well,
it could be an A minus then. I feel
it still says A.
I feel more strongly about the number than I do about the letter, because it's a 90% good episode. And the 10% that isn't excellent is still good. There's no bad in it. It's an outstanding episode. We have great character work. We have great dynamic between our hero and the other people in the episode. We have an excellent and interesting situation going on in the Delphic Expanse, where we finally have gotten back to the fact that we have a mission, and that if we don't do this, we're going to lose people. And I should be on top for my synopsis. And if we don't lose people, we're going to lose. If we don't do something, we're going to lose this planet. And maybe we do need an episode where they get like a narrow field beam transition from Earth, and they will like watch. I mean, I hate when they do it on New Star Trek, but maybe like a conversation where they're like, "Did you see the pandemonium and?" In New York, everybody fighting to get on the last transport to go to Vulcan. People are leaving Earth. Something to increase the urgency. The only thing we did was we stuck we sort of pulled the plug for a moment on our analog ticking clock.
So you just brought up a great point, though. Like, remember the conversation we had about why did Tucker mess with the warp drive? They needed to throw some kind of a story in like that to give them a reason to do it, some urgency, some like we better, we don't have a choice. We have to do this. They missed an opportunity there. You just brought up a great scenario that could have explained that.
We do have them making a tough choice later, but that's after we mostly cripple the Zindi weapons program when we have to like get a warp core, but they had a chance to play with those same themes here. It was a little too easy, and it was like overtones of buddy cop, overtones of the buddy cop genre. Critically thinking is still hanging out. Oh, that's from 11. Okay, we're a little behind on our. Maybe I need to advance the. Maybe I need to end the poll. Let's see where people are at with this one. If I can find it. I love that we pay for the most expensive software. It's so counterintuitive and annoying.
Yeah, I know. Right?
You know what, EV Mux, like, get your shit together. Like, everybody hates everybody hates StreamYards now. Like, this is your moment. You have like 4 more months. Honestly, the price change was in December, and everyone kicked the can. No one wanted to deal with it. Now every single YouTuber is going to be fucking panicking in December because it's like Christmas time and time to pay for your goddamn StreamYards. All right. So, opening up the poll. 10 votes. All right, pretty scientific. We have, what grade do you give episode Proving Ground? A, 30%. B, 60%. C, 10%. And no one thought it was a D or an F. I'm inclined to agree with you guys. Again, the pie chart in my heart pretty much skews to where you guys are because I was told it's an A- at 90. So, yeah, it's a 90% good episode. It's an A-. There's a reason why the grades for both of these episodes were bunched around where they were. And I'm going to end the poll now. So thank you very much as I switch us over to live chat because the oppressive YouTubers, they don't want you to know what's going on live. They want you to know what they think is the tops. So let's see. Proving Ground. 60% A, 30% A, 60% B. That's 90% of everyone. This episode appealed to the viewers, and I guess, are we going to lose our audience when we go to TOS? They're going to be like, that's not what we come to Star Trek for.
I don't think we're going to lose anyone going to TOS. I don't see how
Still a while off. Now, here's the question. Do we now slow down to 1 episode a week? Do we have that kind of time, and or is it discretionary? Like, if there's a bunch of Star Trek developments, 1 episode.
Well, we've got a really good episode next week with Stratagem. That's a really good one.
Strategery is one of the better episodes of the series. I like Strategery. The problem is we're not going to have a very good concurrent turnout at any point next week. It's Labor Day weekend. We're committed to doing this. No one else is going to be around.
I think everyone will show up. It'll be a Saturday.
If you're around and you want to listen, we're going to be here. We're committed. We want to do this, and this is our idea of a good time. And there was a great philosopher. He said, "You don't need nothing but a good time." I believe it was Plato. How can I resist? Was that the second part of it? It was inscribed on somewhere the Skid Row of Greece in Athens, and God, the Skid Row of Athens. Could you imagine the blood in the fluvia there? Anyway,
I believe you're also referencing another Greek philosopher, Hippocrates, who said you don't always get what you want.
That's true, and his students Mick and Keith are still around today, bringing his teaching to a whole new generation, and they're the ones who brought Sydney Sweeney to us. So, wow, we made short work of those 2 episodes. Although, like, right about 3 hours is optimal for this show. So we have now a little bit of time before we pitch out and tell you what we're going to do. And I guess what can we consider now? Why is Star Trek Enterprise sequel, which is the best name for it because Trek Unite is not catching on, but the best reason that the internet grabbed a hold of it. Does this show? Does Doomcock need to take that poll? Is Star Trek kicking? Is Star Trek? I think that Star Trek is not so very wounded as we were led to believe, Joaquim. I think that we can say that this is the last Coom place with Strange New Worlds. Their season ends in 3 more episodes, and then there are only 10 left, spread over 2 episodes. There are 13 episodes of the garbage left. Lucky 13 for Kurtzman. I honestly think that at this point he is, and this is opinion, that he is simply committing extortion against Paramount with these bad moves. And we'll have a Paramount report early in the week, but I think that what can you do? You can't not buy the episode, can you? Your worst nightmare, I've been told it doesn't matter, but imagine as you start to build Star Trek back, if Jeff Bezos had a season of Strange New Worlds that he could just throw out there over and over. It was like Subspace Rhapsody. You get $2 Amazon credit when you watch it. The Expanse would just get so much more popular, sirs. It would put such a drag on any comeback. I think that the only way he can, because the deal Kurtzman has is he's allowed to make it if he has the money. They don't have to pay for him to make it. And then when he makes it, they get right of first buying. And wow, hey, RRTN said, in Star Wars films, Chuck Norris plays the Force. That makes him the only person to be in every Star Wars movie, doesn't it? Or John Williams. No, or John Williams is not in Rogue One, is he?
No, I don't
Correct.
believe so.
He didn't do the music for Rogue One.
They did a good job with it, though, because they borrowed... I think they licensed his music, but they didn't license the signature music. They didn't use the Empire song. They used the generic
they own
bad
that.
guy music.
They could have played it. They own the Lucasfilm owns that.
I don't think they own it to the extent that they don't have to give him a damn thing, though. I think his music copyright may be interwoven with their copyrights. Like, yeah, they're allowed to use it and no one else can, but if they want to use it, they better shell out some money.
Well, he was still with them up until then, because the last thing he did was the Rise of
Dial of
Palpatine.
Destiny. He did Dial of Destiny.
Correct, yeah.
So, which is even later, right? Or when was Rise of Palpatine?
Prior to Indy.
Okay, so yeah, he was with them a while, but they did a good job with Rogue One with the music in the sense that in Star Wars: A New Hope, you may not realize this, it's the only Star Wars movie that doesn't have the Imperial music in it. They just have a generic bad guy, like evil horn first, like bam, 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 and it's like you're on the Death Star. And so they use that, and they don't pay for the full John Williams. I don't think Lucasfilm can own any music outright over the author. I think John Williams still retains rights as a... And remember, like, we could probably find this out. Maybe, Mark Harkness wasn't here tonight. I hope he's all right. Guys, if you see Mark, tell him we've been looking for him. He would know that. I think that maybe as a songwriter, you still have the right. Because remember, Star Wars can't stop the city of Prague from making a whole Star Wars album. You know what I mean? Star Trek can't stop someone from licensing Jerry Goldsmith's music and playing Star Trek. And Star Wars doesn't have much luck doing it either. So, I believe that you have the right to use it and you cannot fight off the writer, right? So you can use your Star Wars music all through Star Wars. But if I want to make a gay prawn and I have the money, I can have a Star Wars prawn.
There is one. A really good one. I mean, as far as like the sets
than Ray, yeah.
No, like the sets and the costumes and everything, they did a really good version. It's very funny. But Admiral, you were bringing up going to one one episode, I just did a calculation. If we did 2 per week, with the one exception of doing the entire Augment arc in one night, we will end on December 13. We'll end the series.
That would leave us some time to do other stuff, and then January first show of the year is not the Menagerie but the Cage to celebrate 1966's 60th anniversary. And then what we'll do is we'll stay with Enterprise, and we will start TOS right about the time TOS starts. But on the week that the Man Trap aired, or maybe even, because we love Star Trek so much, if it's possible, on the night the Man Trap aired, on the anniversary of that, this program will be on live to review the Man Trap, and maybe even we'll do the usual thing. We'll watch it beforehand on one channel, and then we'll come over here and we'll review it.
I see the air date was September 8, 1966. Of the Man Trap.
That is about a year and 2 weeks, from 54 weeks from now.
Yeah.
We are about to enter a world where just about everybody has a basic understanding of Star Trek, and it's weird. You can talk in Star Trek analogies to just about anybody. They still haven't exterminated that. And now, with new Paramount's money, Oracle's a defense contractor. They're making movies for the same reason Disney is, for fun. I don't think David Ellison needs to feel accepted in Hollywood. He's got more money than them. We got people who make
a Disney
defense
systems contractor. You check out that Donald Duck movie they made back in the day.
Oh, that was a great movie. The Furious Face, Fast and the Furious Face, or is that the Bugs Bunny one?
Trying to remember.
There's Bugs Bunny and Disney World War II propaganda that's pretty good. It's pretty racialized, but it's still pretty good. Hey,
The Donald Duck one is the leader's
plagiarized Homer.
The leader's face, yes.
Yes. Guys, again, do me a favor. Check out my Enterprise video that I made. I give you all the information, including the reason why you haven't been bothered by a bunch of videos from me. I think that the internet grabbed a hold of this, and this is why. Fantastic Four flamed out. There's nothing to talk about. Superman had run its course, whatever merits the movie may or may not have had. Nothing worked out. Nothing heated up this summer. There was nothing going on. The Kurtzman Trek dropped. It was horrible. The Paramount sale went down at the last moment. And Paramount's been chomping at the bit to be bought. And also, Skydance, Oracle, a defense contractor, a very wealthy company with a lot of money, buys our beloved franchises. And there's been nothing but good publicity. In the 2 weeks since they bought it, this is what they said. Taylor Sheridan's not our number one priority. He's our number 2 priority. Our number 1 priority is UFC. UFC is done. So I imagine Sheridan's on the phone right now. He had time off to make a movie. They told him, take a break, go make a movie. We'll figure this out. So he's making a movie right now. He's going to get an offer. All right, Landman's coming back. The Thursday night Star Trek show becomes the Landman show. Paramount's going to be a lot bigger than Disney in about 4 or 5 years, because the Disney fall is going to be at 16 years in 4 years, right? How long ago was Force Awakens now? Force Awakens is now 10 years. It'll be 11. In 4 years, it'll be 15. Yeah, the fall of Disney will be as long as the fall of Star Trek is now. And Star Trek just made its first real move towards coming back. The show doesn't have to happen. At this point, the company not speaking out against the conversation and possibly fueling it a little bit on social media. And hey, Paramount, you want to promote something? Yeah, we've been talking great about your show all night to the exclusion of New Trek. Don't make me make another video with the synchronized dancing. I'm just kidding, but honestly, they changed up that conversation. How great is it that the conversation on all these shows is about how it looks like the page might be turned, looks like it's finally over, and You have to imagine that Comic-Con footage with that did you show some of that to DC, right?
Show the dancing.
Is DC aware of the dancing?
I told him about it, and he just laughed it off. He doesn't want to see any of that stuff.
I think I remember it being a bitter laugh. I think he was sort of an unhappy. It was like
he was like,
it was like a coping. A coping kind of laugh. It's if he could have seen it, he would be. I don't want to put the future ruler of Earth into like a 2-week malaise. If he gets the things we have to shake off working the new Trek beat, Doomcock, the things we do for Star Trek, it's been spoken of. He's the bard in the party. Every once in a while they can have an encounter with the Star Trek Paladin. Just saying. You know what, guys? Let's talk about the next episode and what everyone's doing. And at the 3-hour mark, which is about 10 minutes away, we'll be pretty much done. Let's talk about next week. What are our episodes? Does anyone know?
What are our options? Stratagem, and then after that is Harbinger.
Stratagem's a 1-episode show. Anybody?
As far as
we don't have to do a second episode next week.
I don't know.
You want to keep at it? You think?
I'd like to know what the chat thinks, but I think going 2 it keeps us, keeps the brevity good, and we got through 2 good discussions. I'm fine doing 2.
It's just that this one is. You know what? What about next week? 1 episode and 1 mid-season Xindi season 3 conversation. Because we did that for seasons 1 and 2 at episode 12 and 13.
Okay.
And we're right about there. Does anyone think it's worth it for this one, or have we been so thorough that it's not worth it? Would we just be beating a dead horse? I don't know. It seems to me that there are a lot of new people coming to these conversations and checking them out. It might be worth going through it again. And of course, my YouTube just crashed again. Like everyone else.
If it were up to me, I would say that, we've had 2 good weeks of 2-episode shows and good video and slideshows and everything. And I don't know, we're talking about each episode for about an hour. I don't know.
It has worked out really well. So the next ones in are
next week. Harbinger, you're going to need a lot of images of the crew. Three people on the crew.
So then Strategery, someone needs to do a slideshow, and Harbinger, I'll do the video. I have to make a Landman video at some point this week. The one I told you guys I was going to make 4 weeks ago. Star Trek's been pretty hot, though. I'm happy. This is not a complaint. I'm very happy. The episode Doctor's Orders coming after Harbinger means we're just going to do a lot of medical shit in a row. And while it's a good discussion, it means there'll be no upload, because while nothing we do would be gigged by a human, which is what happens if you report it, an AI wouldn't understand it if I re-uploaded it. So it can only be a live stream. And the example I always use for this is, there's an episode of the original Star Trek series that when we get to it, we might not be able to talk about it at all. Does anyone know what episode of original TOS we might not be able to talk about at all?
No.
What TOS episode is a great great episode of Star Trek? Sirs.
Force.
Oh.
No. We already talked. Sirs,
you were just asking.
We talked about
you said, what is a great episode? What is a great episode?
We can't do. I don't know if we can do Miri.
Oh, yeah. Radioactive got it.
Yep. Radioactive got it. Radioactive knows. Yeah, no, unfortunately, the powers that be, we could do a live stream of Miri, but an upload's not possible. We could live stream Miri. It'll have to be just live. You can do Miri live. You can't do an upload of it. We found this out with Dear Doctor. Things that you can just talk about that aren't a big deal. And if you look and if you are a decent user of YouTube as a creator, and I'm not
such
that
a
good of a
grup.
creator. Yeah. Look, I'm not a great creator, but I do due diligence because I like having a channel. So I'm always reading the terms of services. The rules are different for uploads than they are for video essays. And one of the cool things is if I make a video essay, this episode, which was never going to be, which usually isn't monetized, and if it is, it's just, I leave these episodes monetized so that the YouTube will advertise them. Otherwise, they'll bury them. We now have gotten to the point where the uploads are debatable because we're very thorough, although the video essay component of it is pretty good. But we've gotten very tight on this one. And let's bring JT. Let's bring. Let's bring JT back. Let's bring him back. Yeah, there we go. Sorry about that. You were covered by that comment for a
kick
while.
Everybody else down one.
Sean, you're reduced 1 step in rank for liking the episode, 2 steps in rank for liking the episode too much. Go back to your station. Coming up, we got Harbinger, then Doctor's Orders. The fate of the Enterprise in Phlox's hand as the rest of the crew is induced into a coma to survive a trans-dimensional disturbance. That's very controversial. A trans-dimensional disturbance.
That was so controversial, sir.
I mean, they say trans is very topical.
Sir, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares.
Maybe we could skip that one. I don't know. Hatchery. This one, I didn't like Hatchery, but it was I didn't find it to be the best, but I thought it was very Star Trek as far as like his morality. Azadi Prime. That one is some action and adventure and key to the Zindi plot.
I always thought it was Imzadi Prime, and I was like, not a fucking Betazoid. Just
Imzadi Prime. And you get there and it's Tom Riker and he's obsessed still with Marina Sirtis and he's like, with my freeze weapon, I can make it cold in Texas and cause my empathic girlfriend to say unempathic things. Boy, did she prove she was a good actress by having empathy in the show or what? Shitty person.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I see where you're going with that.
Season, then Damage. Damage is the single best Star Trek of this season. Anybody?
Damaged?
I'm sorry. That one, when we have to take a warp core and strand some people.
Oh, yeah, that's a good
Damage. It's really like, they don't go to a planet, they don't explore. We do meet a new species, but Archer has to fuck him over to finish his mission. And then The Forgotten, where at this point, Scott Bakula in episode 20 starts using a lot of shiny wax in the Caesar, and the Caesar reaches its full magnificence at that point. And then E Squared. it does. It's fantastic. And then he goes back to the regular hair the next season. Then The Council.
Yeah, I'm looking at him now.
See, some of these are a little weird because when we go to the Zindi Council, E Squared, that one is like a knockoff of like Succession with Picard and the Vulcan Council.
I like the episode though. It's some good science fiction in there.
Yeah.
Countdown. Countdown. Oh, I'm sorry. Countdown. I was thinking.
Yeah,
of something
E
else.
Squared is good. We're gonna skip Doctor's Orders, right? Or no? That's coming up.
Actually, we don't. We can review it. We'll just give it the same treatment we get the other episode. We didn't intend to talk about the other episode for as long as we did, guys. The conversation was just better than we thought. So, who knows? So then rounding out with Damage, The Forgotten, which is another Degra one, E Squared, The Council, Countdown, and 0 Hour, where we bring the Zindi thing. I don't think it's a two-parter, is it? We end the Zindi thing this year.
Yeah,
and just
well,
walk
0
to the end.
Hour ends on That 0 Hour was the little cliffhanger where he finds himself in Southern California / New York.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. It's it's a pretty dumb way to end their season, but their season-ending adventure countdown is the week before, and then they just.
I think they were wise though of not making a cliffhanger to close the Xindi arc. They did it well. To
they pulled the cliffhanger forward to last season,
right?
Because last season was a drag. Last season was so bad we almost didn't do this season. This season is a little better than last season.
Yeah.
I would have to agree. By a lot. If you're going to go an average episode to episode, it is, yes.
So this is what I'm thinking, gentlemen. We're just about done with our show, and I'm thinking if you look in the community tab where I want to get people used to looking, I don't know about you, sirs, but I have an hour or so left. Anybody want to hang out and drink a few beers with our channel community?
Well, I need to get to bed.
You're excused. Anyone else?
No, I can't go another hour.
You got it. JT?
I'm going to have to join the rest of the crew. It's been a long day.
We'll do this one next week then, guys. Beers with the subs next week, I guess. You know what? I'm gonna do it this week. I'll hang out for an hour with anyone who wants to. There'll be a StreamYards pass in the community tab for anybody who's a member of the community. We got a bunch of them tonight, so I'm doing that right now. In the community tab, there's posts for you guys to join me, and when the broadcast ends, the studio will open. Don't go there now. I'm not going to hit it until I end the episode, but then I'll be here and I'll let people in and we'll chat and hang out for like an hour, because it is 1 a.m. All right, guys. Okay, sirs. What are your plans this week? Germ, what are you up to?
Well, on Monday we have the Monday Kaiju watch party. This week we have Godzilla versus Megalon. And then we'll be back next week with the Saving Star Trek pre-show.
Excellent. All right, JT Kirk, what are you up to this week? I know there's a lot of sport ball going on.
Oh, yeah. So on Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, I will be joining Dadman Walking 55 on his channel. And we're going to be talking primarily college football. Last week we did the Big Ten preview, and this week we'll be covering the SEC. So there'll be a lot of college sports ball going on for that. It should be a lot of fun. Dadman and I are already excited, talking a lot back and forth with each other about that show coming up. So then on Wednesday, I'll be on with Dave C. We'll be starting a new comic run. So we'll not reveal what it is. So you have to attend to find out.
I know it won't be.
No. Won't be the one we just did.
No, I heard it won't be vindicated. All right, Sean Carter, what are you up to?
Well, I don't know. I get to eat tomorrow. Ending my
thank God.
I'm ending my 3-day fast. Yeah, this one went long. No, I don't know. Yeah. Why do they call it a fast when they go so damn slow? I'll be on Wednesday on PCB. We're going to be doing Mars Attacks, so that's going to be a lot of fun.
I was at the critics premiere for that in New York.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well,
was it well received?
The critics were fucking laughing their asses off through the whole thing, and I think that movie was critically acclaimed but called incohesive, but it was still that movie has enough in it to be critically acclaimed, but that movie is for no reason incohesive. I don't know why he decided to tank his career with it, but it is a good movie. It's fun to watch. It's just incohesive as fuck. All right. Yeah, well, I'm sure you don't mind your comments being removed for Sydney, who has arrived.
Oh,
Sydney's here. I'll be back. I plan to do a Tuesday show where we're going to talk about mostly Star Trek 6. Germ should be there. LDG and Deej are there. That one's conditional on everyone's schedule, but we remember we remember Bird of Prey 5. This week, the week we lost him, he was the greatest. And we think about him whenever people talk about quality Star Trek. And you know what? More and more people are watching Saving Star Trek. Every week, I have a brief video of one of our new followers finding the show and going. Very controversial, sirs. You'll never believe who logged on to watch the show.
That was so controversial. Sir.
Sir. Spock joined the community at Commodore level.
Oh.
Yeah, thank you, Spock. Welcome to the community. And Saving Star Trek is brought to you by the genius of Gene Roddenberry, the brilliance of the panel, and the generosity of fans like you, including Wes Cagle, RRTNZ, Radio, and Radioactive. I thank you all. And also, Kimberly Ann Hart is a member for a month. Mr. House Party 6 with the 5 membership gifts. I won't thank myself. I liked doing it. Giving 5 more gifts. Wes Cagle, thank you for the generous super chats. And he's a member for 20 months. And Mr. House Party 6, 2 super chats tonight. Very generous. Thank you all. I love you all. Thank you so much. And here is, first a little coming attraction for Thursday, followed by Sydney Sweetie.
Insufficient sensor data. Incorrect.
10 fucking grueling hours.
Pure anti-proton. Absolutely pure.
Okay, the pass is live. Come meet me for an hour.
Can I finish, please?